everybody, and welcome to our second annual BTV Hot Dog Eating Contest. My name is Carol Wolfbauer, the Bananas. We are here in Akron, Ohio, and me and you, we are about to embark on this journey together. We have a hot dog eating contest today. Now I'm going to take you over and meet our contestants, but these guys are about to eat hot dogs for 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Now, there's a reason we're going for that time today. 246 years ago, our founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, making this a vital moment. I think that they would want us here right now eating these hot dogs. So let me introduce you to our contestants. Now, if you watched our hot dog eating competition last year, you remember Kyle Lewigs struggled a bit last year. Does a little better on the mound, luckily, but had a tough time in the hot dog eating contest. It's okay, Kyle. Maybe he'll get him back this year. We got Josh Chalefsky, our reigning champ. How many hot dogs did you eat last year, sir?
2 hot dogs for me.
Wow, that's record-breaking. But now we got Biko Scala, also had a bit of a rough go last year, but that's why we brought in head coach of the Party Animals, Mike Vivacis, and he said he's going to eat 10 hot dogs today. Now, I don't know, guys. We got fans here really excited to watch. I think they're going to be cheering Mike on for these 10 hot dogs, and his girlfriend, Heather, said she thinks he can do it. So once again, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. But first I'm going to ask Kyle, how excited are you for this today?
Not really that excited. I didn't do any training from last year to this year, but I know that I will at least get one full hot dog down.
Now, at least one full hot dog down, he said. Now, are you looking to be on the mound tonight? If you are not, do you think that these hot dogs will weigh you down at all with your dancing?
Luckily, I do not have to pitch at all, but it could factor into my performance on top of the dugout for like ring dues and stuff like that. Really been watching my figure on tour, so I'm looking this to get me a little bit off track, but not too much.
Yes, I understand. Now, we already got to talk to Josh Chalefsky for a minute. I'm going to let him just keep warming up here. I'm going to hop on over to Biko Scala now. I'm really sorry to say this, sir. Tough go last year. Not really his best outing, but what are you looking to do differently this year to make an appearance and hopefully take this thing home?
Yeah, thank you, Kara. I'm going to try and chew my food less. I chew my food probably as much as anybody in the entire world, and you got to break out of that mold and be able to adapt to a new circumstance. And we're talking about speed here, so I'm hoping I can put up a good fight.
Yes, me too. Now, one more person we'll talk to, we'll get to the hot dog eating. I have what I'm calling him today, Mike Big Dog Vivacis, because he said he's going for these hot dogs. Now, Mike, have you prepared? Have you been dreaming about this?
I have. You know, it's been about almost 32 years of force-feeding myself food. I think that, you know, I'm prime and ready for this situation today. Ready to take home the W.
Yes, I agree. But, guys, now it is time to embark on our journey together. It is time for our hot dog eating contest. All right, boys, we have our timer here with us. Like I had said, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So keep your eye on that timer. Are you guys ready?
No.
He's not ready, but we're going anyways. All right, 3, 2, 1, eat hot dogs. All right, and we are starting on our journey right now. All right, boys, we're only about 5 seconds in, so I'm going to need you to pick up the pace. Mike Vivacis is already making quick work, about half a dog down. Like I said, I thought this would be occurring tonight. Josh is going for an interesting take here. He's going all dog, no bun, bun next. So let's see how he takes this, dipping it in the water. He's channeling his inner Joey Chestnut. Let's see how this is going for them today. Wow, Biko just exactly what I expected, not making very quick work, but at least he's good in the broadcast booth, so it's all right, guys. All right, Kyle Lewigs here. As you can tell, still 2 dogs left. Bit of a rough go, Kyle. How you feeling right now? Let's do a quick little inside interview.
I have esophagealitis, so I got to make sure I chew my food so the hot dog doesn't get stuck in there. But I'm almost done with this one, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Yes, Kyle is full of excuses tonight, but he's giving it his best shot. He's giving it everything he has, like he does on the mound and dancing on the dugout every day. Now let's see what we got here. Wow, Josh is going very fast. It looks like his technique is working, going for all dog bun second. Seems like he's making some quick work. Dunking in the water, really taking it all in. And Mike Vivacis later, you guys will see him doing our weigh-in. I would like to say that usually they say it's all sex appeal. I'd say he's getting powered by these hot dogs right now. Keep dunking it in the water. Biko Scala, man, I'm going to need you to pick up the pace. I got to see this flying here. There it is. Now, Ohio is actually the birth state of the hot dog, so I feel like it's only perfect that we're doing this here today. We did it in Savannah last year, but we're doing it right here in Ohio, the birth state of the hot dog, the place we were meant to be. And here we go, Josh, still taking them down. We had some extra hot dogs here. They're starting to make their way into the concourse. Kyle has one down, very exciting moment for him. There we go, Biko. Biko's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Let's see what we are at. All right, guys, 40 seconds, boys. Let me see you pick up that pace. 35 seconds. Mike Vavasis getting some hip action in over here. Making it work. Come on, Vava, Mike, big dog, Vasis. You got Kurt cheering him on. Come on, Vavasis. 24 seconds, boys. We got Tanner Thomas coming in to visit. Tanner, please join me right here. This is cheating. We do not endorse that here in Banana Ball. I will not count that hot dog. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, boys. Put those dogs down. All right, now let's take a breath here. Kyle actually got one hot dog down. He's lying. Okay, he got a bite of another hot dog down. Tanner Thomas did come in and steal one a little bit, so we're not going to count that. Another tough showing from Kyle Louigs out here this year, but what are you maybe then looking forward to improve on to maybe get a better outing next year, Kyle?
I would like for it to be known that I doubled my score from last year, so I am improving. No matter how slow I am improving. I don't know if there's any cure out there for esophagealitis, but if there is, I'm going to need to find it because I've got a small throat and I can't be having stuff get stuck in there.
Yes, now everyone just keep looking for that cure. It's all right, Kyle. No worries. You're still good on the mound, man. All right, Josh, how many hot dogs did we get down here today?
3.5 dogs and buns.
3.5 dogs and buns. Now, what technique did you use differently than last year?
I kind of went with the same technique. Last year, okay, I went bun first. This year, I went dog first. But dipping the bun in water, critical. 3.5 dogs for me. It's a better mark than my 2 from last year. I'm all about improvement. I got to say, Kara, though, I think I let my nerves get a little bit of the best of me today.
Yes, that's all right. But nerves just mean you're excited. It means this means something to you. So it was really great to see you perform out here today, Josh. Yes, of course. Now, we're here with Biko Scala. Biko, I like to consider myself a very honest woman, and I'd like to say that you had a tough outing last year, but it looks like it got better this year.
I did, just like Kyle. I doubled my output from last year. We had a little more time. I really shoveled them down at the end. I mean, there was nothing left of my 2 hot dogs showing. I still had probably half of one in my mouth and almost spit it up a few times, but you know what? I just can't compete with the talents of Josh and Vava, and once you find out how many dogs he put away, you'll understand that I was never close.
All right, now let's check in with Big Dog Vavasis. All right, Vavasis. All right, Vava, how many did you put down tonight?
I had 6 hot dogs tonight. And I was wondering if we had anything sweet afterwards. You know, I'm a big cookie guy, so I didn't know if we had any, something sweet to finish off the meal.
Maybe we'll have some cookies left up in the booth for you. Possibly. We've got some cookies in the booth for Vavasis. He's still a little hungry. 6 hot dogs is not enough to fuel this. He's been working out a lot, preparing for this event. And like I said, you have the weigh-in tonight. Do you feel as though this has prepared you to really show off tonight during the weigh-in?
You know what? Either I'm going to show off or look like I have a huge belly, but either or, I'm pretty excited. I think I'm full of hot dog, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited. I'll look good out there. I think so.
Yes, well, it was a pleasure joining you boys. Mike Vavasis is our winner today with 6 hot dogs. So we'll step them aside for a second. Everybody applaud Mike. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, but it was a great showing out here, boys. Congratulations on giving it your best shot. Congratulations on the win. And now I'll send it back to Biko. Once again, I'm Carol Wolfhauer. Thank you for letting me join you guys today. It was wonderful being with all of you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kara. That was an incredible job done by you. Congratulations, Vava. That was an insane showing. We will be bringing Michael Vitamin D to the 3rd inaugural hot dog eating contest so that we can have someone who can keep up with him. Good work, Josh, on your 2nd place showing. I'm happy with 3rd. Kyle, you have a medical disorder, so I can't make fun of you when it comes to taking 4th place. Okay, we're going to throw it back down to the field because the pregame festivities are well underway, and Josh and I will be back on the mic for the home run derby to decide which team gets the choice between home and away. We'll see you there.
And now this side is fair. Whenever you're ready, Mike. Come on. Running for the plate. gentlemen, it is time to learn the rules of our game. The name of the game is banana ball, and in banana ball, there are 10 rules. Rule number 1, every inning counts. You win the inning, you get a point. How do you win the inning? Score more runs than the other team. The final inning counts the most, where every run counts for a point. Rule number 2, we have 9 innings or a 2-hour time limit, unless, rule number 3, if we are tied, it will force a one-on-one showdown tiebreaker, one hitter versus one pitcher with one fielder. Rule number 4, there is no bunting, because bunting sucks. If you bunt, you're thrown out of the game. Swing the bat. Rule number 5, batters go first base. Rule number 6, there are no walks in banana ball. Ball 4 is a sprint. The runner can move as far as they want until all 9 fielders touch the ball. Rule number 7, batters may not step outside the batter's box. If they do, they'll call it a strike. Rule number 8, there are no mound visits. Rule number 9, the banana ball challenge rule. Both teams have an opportunity to challenge one close play that they disagree with during the game. They can challenge a fair or foul ball, a force for tag play at home plate for a base, or whether a ball was caught or not. The call will be checked up in the booth and relayed down to our umpires. Not only do the teams have a chance to challenge, but for the first time ever in professional sports, you, the fans, can challenge one play. And one more time for your fan representative down the left field line, you're up for Kyle, who is going to be watching very closely. And rule number 10, the most fans first rule of them all. I hope you brought your gloves tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because if any of you fans catch a foul ball in this game, it counts for an out. And those are rules of banana ball. Now it is time for the traditional banana ball weigh-in. Introducing first, making his way out of the party animal's dugout. He is strutting and putting his way up here. He's been clanging and banging his way through every gym here in Akron, Ohio. Please welcome player coach Mike Baba Mound Visits. He comes in tonight at 216 pounds, a twisted steel and sex appeal. And his opponents making his way out of the Savannah Bananas dugout. He is the darling of Banana Land. Women want him. Men want to be him. A picture of his abdominal muscles belongs framed and hung upon the walls of the Louvre Museum in France. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Noah Bridges. He clocks in tonight at 195 pounds of pure potassium power. And now home plate umpire Vincent Chapman. 3, 2, 1, go! And now, ladies and gentlemen, a special treat for all you fans here in Akron, Ohio. It is time for the Banana Ball Home Run Derby! The Banana Ball Home Run Derby is done to determine which team has the opportunity to choose home or away. Representatives from the Bananas and the Party Animals will have to hit home runs for 90 seconds. Whichever team hits the most will win and have the opportunity to choose home or away. There are 4 stations for the Home Run Derby. Out there behind second base is a self-hit home run ball. The second home run has to be off the tee. The third home run close to the mound will be a soft toss from a coach, and the remaining home runs will happen here from home plate. The party animals will hit first. Making his way out to the first station, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jake Skoll.
Nico Scala and Josh Talevsky taking the reins back over. It is home run derby time here in Akron, Ohio. Jake Skoll, who has won 6 of the 8 home run derbies he has competed in, just takes 2 swings to get it out on the self-toss. He's only going to take 1 crack at it with the tee. And on the soft toss, that's only 1 swing as well. So it's going to be a little over a minute as he comes up to the dish here. In Indianapolis, he beat Dan 5 home runs to 4. It was one of the lower scoring home run derbies of the tour, but first swing he takes from the dish, that was a laser beam out.
Yeah, great swing from Jake Skoll, and it really feels like this park is aiding the left-handed batter. So you feel like Jake Skoll has a little bit of a significant advantage, especially when you consider that lower wall going down the right field line towards the foul pole.
It's 337 feet away. Down the left field line, it's 331. Half a minute left. Skoll still is sitting at 4 home runs, and that most recent one will make it 5 and 6, just like that. 2 swings, back-to-back jacks. And now he's up to 7 homers. Justin Baber has been his home run derby pitcher for a while now. Best batting practice man that the party animals have. Filling up the zone, but Skoll has lost it late here. Last swing of the round, 1 more. And he's going to end with 9 home runs. Where did those last 2 come from? Out of nowhere.
Yeah, he shot 1 out to right center field into that party deck in right field. I'm not even sure where that 9th one went, to be honest with you. But that's a very impressive round there for Jake Skoll, towards the tops of the all-time record we've seen in home run derbies.
Jake Skoll and Dan Oberst have both hit 11 home runs. That is their max for the 2 of them in the home run derby record. Mr. Oberst, as I just mentioned a couple days ago, in Victory Field, was only able to put 1 home run out from the plate and fell by a bomb to Skoll. The party animals then chose to be the away team. So there is a chance here that if the Bananas win, I would wager they want to be the home team. They want the walk-offs. There's a really good chance if Skoll emerges victorious again that they're just going to take the away team spot because they want the at-bats.
Does feel like both of these teams have really settled into being comfortable as the, the designated home and away teams, but you never know. The party animals, they can shock you sometimes. They might want to be the Akron party animals for the night.
It's a fact. So Dan, pretty similar pace to Skoll. He's got a minute. Tyler Gillum, his head coach, his batting practice man. That one barreled, but a line drive. It's fascinating that Dan gets called each and every time except for once on the tour. Dakota McFadden swung it when Dan was under the weather. But when it comes to batting practice, D-Mac usually puts on a more wowing show, whereas Dan Oberst is just line drives and gappers all over the place.
Yeah, it all depends on the day for these guys, but on the average, Dakota McFadden does like to swing for the fences in batting practice, whereas Dan's a very disciplined hitter, and mainly a line drive hitter at that. You see a lot of extra bases from Dan, and we're not just talking of the home run variety. 12 doubles for Dan, a couple triples as well. He's just a guy going up there to get good wood on the ball, not necessarily always looking to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
And it looks like he's going to end his round with 4 homers. Skoll dominates the home run derby here in Akron. And let's listen in to choose what the party animals want.
The final score of the Banana Land Home Run Derby is 9-4 Party Animals. That means the Party Animals can choose whether they are the home team or the visiting team. Jake Skoll, 9 bombs tonight. What's it going to be?
You know, we won last night as the visitors.
We're going to try and take the Akron sweep. We'll be the home team. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Akron. Party Animals are your home team tonight.
How about them apples? For only the 5th time on the tour, the Party Animals are the home team. They are 1-3 thus far on the season when they have the chance to walk off every inning available. And as Jake mentioned there, Akron is on the line, and as Akron goes, so does the Buckeye State. Josh Talevsky, Pico Scala. It's fascinating that Ohio is on the line tonight, and the Party Animals have chosen to be the home team, which goes against the decision they made 2 days ago.
Yeah, and they're willing to admit that they're not always the most strong offensive team when they're playing as that home team, but again, they want to go for the walk-offs, and it's important that they get the sweep of the state, and for these guys today, they're feeling confident that they can get that done as that home club.
Let's check out what the United States of America looks like right now on the Banana Ball World Tour. It is a battle for populations here, and so far, the Bananas have taken Florida, Tennessee, and Alabama, and as you can see, the Party Animals have won Texas and Oklahoma. The Kansas City Monarchs took Kansas, and the Party Animals currently dominating Georgia.
Yeah, and you can see the discrepancies there in terms of the millions of fans that these teams have claimed. And Texas, a huge win for the Party Animals, as was Oklahoma. And then you talk about the Party Animals records in Savannah, 4 games better than the Bananas. So the Bananas really want to make sure to try and split Ohio, keep this gap, and try and work towards getting better in Savannah and winning the rest of the states, especially California in the future.
It's going to be fascinating to see how the rest of this tour shakes out, with Ohio possibly being claimed by the Party Animals tonight as the home team, or the Nanners can salvage a split and take half of the nearly 12 million people that call the Buckeye State home. Let's talk about how strong the Bananas have been in Game 2s, especially as of late. Normally, that's a Saturday night. Of course, we are here on Monday, July 3rd, but just take a look. I mean, they have been incredible when it comes to night 2.
I mean, look at this. The Bananas have won 5 straight Game 2s. They're outscoring their opponents 31 runs to 14, and you look at the point differential, how about 20 points to 7? And it's the MPI marks that stand out. The Bananas, 3 minutes and 25 seconds. How about their opponents? 4 minutes and 13 seconds. That's a pretty wide margin. It really speaks to how well the Bananas pitchers are going out there, getting quick innings, and getting that offense back out there to be able to strike.
Efficiency is key in Banana Ball, and we'll see if the Nanners can rebound after their pitchers gave up 8 sprints a night ago compared to just 2 from the Party Animals. Let's see how the Nanners and Party Animals lineup shapes up here tonight in the battle for Ohio. We'll start off with the Bananas, as they are the away team for only the 5th time on the tour. It's the center fielder, D.R. Meadows, pacing all Nanners with his .450 on-base percentage. The Doctor's been superb at the top of the lineup. Hitting second, Eric Jones Jr., the first baseman. His 9 home runs now tied with Reese Hampton for the tour lead. Michael Deeb in the 3 spot. The left fielder hitting .331, a .398 on-base percentage, pacing the Bananas with his 13 doubles. Dan Oberst in the cleanup spot, the extra hitter, hitting a team-high .362, a team-high .101 OPS. Dakota McFadden in the DH spot, hitting 5th. His average has been solid, hitting .285. The power terrific, 8 home runs, a tour-high 17 walk-offs. Actually tied with his starting pitcher, but we'll get to that a little later. Jackson Olsen, the third baseman, continues snacking all over the country, also smacking balls. He's hitting .324. Ryan Cox, the shortstop, will hit 7th. He's been heating up as of late, hit over 400 in June. Bill Leroy, the catcher, hitting 8th tonight. Very similar tour to Ryan Cox. In fact, the two of them both hitting .264 and rarely strike out. Noah Bridges, the right fielder, hitting 9th tonight. Great to see the man who has been dominating weigh-ins back in the lineup. And the same goes for Dalton Malden, the second baseman, the songbird of our generation, who has been on a tear as of late. It's looking as good as he has all tour. And Danny Hosley, that is the man tied with Dakota McFadden for the tour lead in walk-offs. He gets his 3rd start of the season here tonight in the fourth game in as many days between the Bananas and Party Animals. Things getting a little thin. Reese Hampton hit his 9th home run yesterday, tied EJ for the tour lead. He also paces all hitters with his .396 batting average. The switch hitting center fielder, actually, check that, extra hitter tonight at the top of the order. Dalton Cornett catching and hitting second. He has been having a great series, batting average up to .338. Grayson Bloomer in the 3 spot, holding down third base, hitting .361, tied with the cleanup hitter for the Party Animals with 38 RBIs. And here is the aforementioned Jake Skoll in center field tonight, pacing the tour with his .470 on base percentage to go with that lead in RBIs. Tanner Thomas in the 5 spot, the right fielder. He's tied for third most on the tour in runs driven in. He has been an excellent man in the middle of this Party Animals order, as has Jason Swan, the first baseman, who will have on a mic later tonight after coming a 4-base sprint away from the sprint cycle last night. Added a triple as well. Breland Almadova, the left fielder, is hitting 7th, hitting .289 in his second tour here. Chase Acuff, the shortstop, will hit 8th tonight. Batting average down to .264, but continues to amaze with the glove, and I would wager he heats up once again real soon. Joe Lytle in the DH spot. He gets the half night off. He is the lowest man in the 300s as far as batting average, 10th on the list, but it's good to crack the top 10 in batting average any way you can do it. And Dustin Baber, the second baseman, rounding out the Party Animals lineup, their leader in trick plays with 45. Sean Fluke, the majestic man he is, the exterminator on the bump. He's been very sturdy, especially when he gets the ball right off the jump. And it's a pretty fascinating matchup here. A rematch between Sean Fluke and Danny Hosley. The last time this happened was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you go on a 4-game series and play 4 straight games. But the Bananas like rolling with Danny Hosley in these situations, and he's been very good for them. You look at the numbers, a 1.54 ERA, a 3.47 ERA plus, meaning he is over 3 times better than the tour average pitcher. And how about Sean Fluke, very close to the league average in terms of his ERA plus. And man, he does not allow a lot of sprints as we've seen this season, and boy, we've seen a big sprint discrepancy on this road trip, Biko.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was exactly how I was going to describe what's occurred across the past 3 games. It has been a big swing in the Party Animals side of things, especially in their 2 victories.
I mean, you look at the numbers. The Party Animals in Game 1 did not allow a single sprint to the Bananas, and then they win last night and only allowed 2 ball-4 sprints that came in the 8th and final inning of the ballgame. Now, as for the Bananas, we've seen them unravel a little bit with their control. 5 sprints in Game 1 in Indy, and then you talk about Akron Game 1. 8 sprints allowed last night, something they were well aware that they were going to need to cut down on.
2 more sprints given up than the Party Animals even had hits. We'll throw it down to the national anthem. We're just moments away from first pitch here in Game 52.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your hats. Here to honor America with the singing of the night national anthem, please welcome Courtney McKay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Welcome and what a way to kick off Game 52 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our good friends over at Zappos. The Savannah Bananas 26, 23, and 2 face off against the Party Animals, who are 20-18 and 2, and a win away from claiming the Buckeye State, which would be their third secured on the tour. Well, they also hold a 4-game lead in the Peach State, Georgia. Another full capacity crowd here in Canal Park in Akron, Ohio. The Party Animals, the home team, so we'll gander at their defense. From left to right in the outfield, Breland Almadova, Jake Skoll, and Tanner Thomas. Third to first in the infield, Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan. Dalton Cornett is handling the catching duties, and Sean Fluke gets the start.
We saw only 3 trick plays from the Party Animals last night. They all came in the infield. 2 from Baber, 1 for Bloomer. And the reason for that, it was a little wet. The conditions not really suitable for trick plays. And how about this? One of those rare nights where Reese Hampton not in the outfield for the Party Animals. That's what happens when you play 4 straight games.
It's a very unique extra hitting opportunity for Hampton, as Lido gets the start at the DH, and now we set our sights on the patriotic Sean Fluke tonight, the exterminator. You see what he's done across the tour in 37 and 2/3 innings, averaging 3 minutes and 53 seconds per frame tossed. And boy, has he been extra special when he gets the ball right from the get-go.
I mean, he's only better when he's starting. You look at this MPI mark, 353, and Sean Fluke, that is second among all qualified pitchers on this World Tour. He has a 3.37 ERA in his starts this season.
He has a tall task going up against the Bananas lineup that gets to be the away team for only the 5th time on the tour. D.R. Meadows, Eric Jones Jr., and Michael Deeb due to swing it in the first. Dan Oberst waits in the cleanup spot. Dakota McFadden behind him. And then Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, Noah Bridges, and Dalton Malden round out the 10 due to swing it.
You've got your usual suspects penciled in at 1 through 8 in this order. D.R. Meadows coming off a fantastic game last night, as we're going to send it down now to Jesse Cole.
Banana Nation, it's time. On 3, I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Mr. Meadows, who began his Bananas career this previous summer, taking home a Coastal Plain League championship. Key cog in the wheel of a dominating squad that won the 2nd straight Pettit Cup for the Nanners, and he lines it out to his Coastal Plain League teammate Bryson Bloomer right there to make the snag.
Yeah, that's what they call an atom ball. Bryson Bloomer in perfect position, knowing that D.R. Meadows was going to lace that one coming off the bat at 93 miles an hour.
The Bananas leader in on-base percentage, DR at .450, is retired. And now Fluke sets his sights on the man tied for the tour lead in homers, Eric Jones Jr. 9 of them. He was in sole possession of the long ball lead for a long time as he rolls that one over between the legs. Bryson Bloomer, smooth as silk. And he's made both outs tonight. Efficient start for Flukie.
I mean, you get a line out and then a ground ball hit right to you, and Bryson Bloomer just made that look effortless going between the legs there. Bananas and the Party Animals, again, only 6 trick plays last night. They're going to want to get back on that pace that we saw the previous 3 games, in which they were averaging almost 14 a game.
This one to Chase Acuff. He goes between his legs and gets Michael Deeb. And boy, oh boy, was that a quick inning from the exterminator, Mr. Sean Fluke.
Unbelievable. We saw Drew Gillespie get the mark for 2nd fastest inning of all time. Now Sean Fluke just 1 second off the record. 1 minute and 14 seconds.
Incredible work from the strikeout king, who doesn't pick up any Ks here in the 1st inning, and he's happy for it. Takes care of Meadows, Eric Jones Jr., the former Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins product. And then he handles Michael Deeb, the man who spent time in the Chicago White Sox farm system. Let's take a look at how the Bananas align defensively, trying to keep the Party Animals off the board in the first to prevent a walk-off for the bad boys of Banana Ball. Left to right in the outfield, Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Noah Bridges in the infield. Third to first, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Dalton Malden, and EJ. And then behind the dish is Bill Leroy. On the bump is Danny Hosley.
I mean, this is an incredibly sturdy defensive alignment when you look at the trick plays. How often do you see a pitcher with 17 trick plays? Well, most of them come in the infield and the outfield for Danny Hosley, but still, you replace Hosley at second with Dalton Malden, who has 26 trick plays, the second most on the Bananas. That is not too shabby.
Not in the slightest. The Nanners have been incredible on the trick play front here this tour. Mentioned that yesterday there was only 6 between the two teams. A wet playing surface, certainly a big part of it. An evening ago, Danny Hosley was at second base. Now he toes the slab as a starter for the 3rd time on this tour, although he spent just about half his 5 years of college ball as a starting pitcher, so not unfamiliar territory when you go a little further back in his career.
Yeah, Danny Hosley has been tremendous out of the bullpen and even out of the rotation for the Bananas. A fun stat on Hosley, he went all of June without allowing an earned run and letting the Party Animals score any runs for that matter. And get this, the last time Hosley allowed a run to the Party Animals was when he started in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Ended up going 4 innings, allowing 2 runs across his 2 starts on the tour. 6 innings pitched, just those 2 runs on 6 hits, 4 sprints given up, and only 6 strikeouts, which is very sturdy work, but not close to the astronomical numbers he's been putting up as the Bananas closer. Got a good look at the Party Animals lineup. Reese Hampton, Dalton Cornett, and Bryson Bloomer due to swing it in the first. Hampton gets a fastball for a called strike. Hosley will add a changeup and 12-6 curveball to supplement the heater. Gets that one in on the hands of the switch-hitting extra hitter, who pops it to second base. Dalton Malden there to ascertain out number 1.
And we are seeing a lot of quick ABs early in this game. How about this? Sean Fluke sitting down, Meadows with 2 pitches, Jones with 2 pitches, Deeb with 1 pitch, and now Danny Hosley needs just 2 pitches to get Reese Hampton out to start the bottom of the first.
See if Dalton Cornett can break the chain here. That is a heater right on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Hosley's usually about 90 to 93 with the fastball. Change up low 80s. The 12-6 curveball, high 70s. Quick 0-1 count on the Party Animals catcher in his second World Tour, hitting .338, a .423 on base percentage. Cornett, just oh so valuable a man to have. And he gets into this one. Deep to right. Noah Bridges to the wall. He's watching it sail way out of here. Dalton Cornett, 5th homer of the tour. He walks off the first inning. Party Animals up by a point.
How about that from Dalton Cornett? Not only his first home run since the 1st of April against the Bananas, but that is the first home run Danny Hosley has allowed on the entire World Tour.
And the Party Animals will boogie on home plate to celebrate what has become a signature first run celebration for the bad boys in Banana Land. Party Rock Anthem, an obvious choice for a theme song, and you get a look at the Big Bender. Ended up being a hanging cookie right down the chute. And DC3, who has had half of his 8 strikeouts against Danny Hosley, comes out on top of the battle here in the first inning.
Yeah, and Danny Hosley has gotten a lot of strikeouts of Dalton Cornett on that curveball. He wanted to go with it there, and he just left it hanging there for the Party Animals catcher.
Let's take a look at why Jason Swan was the showman of the night an evening ago.
Oh, that is exactly right. You want to talk about a guy who's finally got a showman award? It is Jason Swan, and you start early in the ballgame before the first pitch is even thrown. Look at Swanee with some fancy footwork here with Noah Bridges. You talk about a guy killing a weigh-in dance. That is Jason Swan, and man, he looks good doing it too. Look at them dropping down there and flexing on him. Now Swanee showing the muscle at the plate as well, driving this one out to right center field. That one is trouble. Party Animals are already up 3 runs, and Jason Swan's going to make it 4 in the second with a 3-bagger. Jason Swan's second triple of the World Tour. And man, he couldn't be more excited about it. You see the high five there with Sam Claycamp. Swanee once again with some great power out to the gap here in Canal Park. Now, later in the ballgame, the 4th inning, up against Zach Phillips, he's going to draw a sprint, and he's only going to get 1 base on it. But later, in the 6th inning, how about another sprint for Jason Swanee? And we had some confusion with the Bananas defense. Swanee would get an RBI in a sprint of 3rd base. And then in the 8th inning, Connor Higgins going to issue a sprint. That's the 3rd RBI for Swanee, his 3rd sprint, and this one goes to 2nd base. Swanee just 1 sprint shy of the sprint cycle.
Really impressive stuff. A sprint cycle has never occurred in Banana Ball's young history. This is the 82nd all-time Banana Ball game occurring tonight, so you get an idea of just how fresh this sport is in our beautiful world. We'll hopefully have a Swan with a mic on him in a half an inning. Of course, originally we were thinking he'd be playing first base, but then Jake Skoll won the home run derby 9-4 against Dan Oberst. And Party Animals chose to be the home team. That got Dalton Cornett his 2nd walk-off of the tour as he went bridge, clanging it off the bricks well out in right. And now the Nanners down a point, 1 inning into the ballgame. They have 4-5-6 here in the top of the 2nd inning. As Josh mentioned earlier, Sean Fluke with the 2nd quickest inning in Banana Ball history in the 1st. Just 1 minute and 14 seconds. 1 tick off the record earned by Christian Dearman back in March in Sugar Land, Texas.
Just unbelievable stuff from Sean Fluke, and he did exactly what you got to do to get a quick MPI. Throw the bare minimum amount of pitches, only 5 from Sean Fluke. He got a line out and 2 ground outs. That's a recipe for success.
Dan Oberst took Sean Fluke deep in Sugar Land. It was a hanging bender that he sent out to the land of good and plenty. He'll settle for a base knock here. The Nanners, team leader in batting average, hitting .362. Sent that one right back at the Exterminator at 106 miles per hour.
That is the 2nd hardest hit ball we've seen on the World Tour for Dan Oberst. And that was a good way of working an AB for Dan. Getting ahead in that count, 3-1. Knew Sean Fluke didn't want to issue the sprint. Went fastball on Oberst, and he was ready for it.
Dan had a 105 mile per hour single back up the middle last night. Not a very fun man to face when he sending balls triple digits right back where they came from. Dakota McFadden tied for the tour lead with his 17 walk-offs. He's not going to get a chance to add to that tonight. Only the 5th game the Nanners have been the away team on the tour. Can't connect on the hanging bender. Fan may have a play on this one. It is not caught. And an 0-2 count on the Bananas DH in his 3rd World Tour. Hitting .285, a .352 on base percentage, .898 OPS. Fastball up and out. Cornett takes a look at Dan Oberst, who is 26 for 30 in his stolen base attempts. Only Malachi Mitchell, who is the automatic pinch runner and can be inserted one time every time through the lineup, has more steals than him.
Yeah, and Dan is such a smart base runner. He is well-versed in the Tyler Gillum green light special, and that's why they're not afraid to have him run whenever he reaches on the base paths.
Dangerous 2-2 offering there from Fluke. Elevated fastball. We've seen Dakota McFadden hit a ton of those out to the land of shadows and flame. Another 2-2. Dan takes off. That one yanked into left field. Line drive base knock. Mr. Oberst going to go 1st to 3rd. Excellent base running as per usual for the 5-year Banana. And the boys in yellow have runners at the corners rather, with nobody gone.
That one 104 off the bat of Dakota McFadden. Malachi Mitchell is going to come in and pinch run at first base as the Bananas are going to try and get as many runs as they can here in this inning. And how about this? The Bananas, they're needing to see pitches in this ball game as Malachi is picked off by Sean Fluke. Great pickoff move there from Fluke. Malachi caught napping quickly on the base pass. We'll see if the Bananas decide if they want to challenge this play at all.
See if a fan wants to challenge it as well. We get another look before that happens, and they should not challenge it. Tag from Jason Swan, clearly on the shoulder of Flash the Kid before he got back to the bag. Reminiscent of what happened 2 days ago in Indianapolis. Pinch ran at second. Dylan Porter beat him as far as getting the ball to second base well before he got there, but it was a snazzy swim move that allowed Malachi to survive. He's actually called out originally, and it was the first fan challenge to ever be overturned. Dustin Baber bringing it home. Dalton Cornett, scoop and a tag, and the Bananas still have not put a run on the board. That was an incredible defensive play by Derek Ginger.
Yeah, Dustin Baber shaded in on the infield a little bit, made a nice pick, and are we going to see a fan challenge here in this ball game? The Party Animals looking a little perplexed, like we might see one.
I don't think it should happen.
And I don't believe we will see one. What a great play by Dustin Baber, and really what stands out there, Dalton Cornett scooping that ball and finding Dan Oberst to apply that tag there. Just an unbelievable job by the Party Animals backstop.
First and third, and nobody out, with a pickoff of Malachi Mitchell. And well-executed throw there by Baber to nab Mr. Oberst at home. Now has the Bananas with just a man on first with two down. Jackson Olsen trying to go first to third, and he's going to do it. Hot shot by Ryan Cox. Skims under the mitt of Dustin Baber. And the Bananas still have life here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Ryan Cox getting a pitch he liked. He just continues to bat well. Batted .407 in June. It's continuing here in July. And Biko, thoughts on how to score that Dustin Baber play, man?
Well, I would love to hear from Chad Reese what the exit velocity was. 93 miles per hour off the bat. Thank you, Bryson Wheeler. I might give that a hit. It's a tough play. Baber would tell you he should have it. He's a junior college Gold Glover when he was at Daytona State. But it's not going to matter, it looks like, as Baber's going to take control here and get the final out of the inning. Final official scoring ruling, Josh.
I think for now, we'll call it a hit in the books.
All right, and then we will gather the council of elders after the ball game and possibly amend it. But for now, Ryan Cox has a hit. He continues to stay hot. It certainly was struck well. Any time there's a 9 or better in front of your exit velocity, that means you really stung a ball, even if it looked like it was going to be a cherry hop for Baber. Ended up skidding under his glove, but no harm, no foul. Bananas have 3 hits, strand a pair, and trail the game 1 point to nothing thanks to the first inning walk-off homer from Dalton Cornett. Sing-off time here in the Tire City. Let's see what the Akronites have for us.
She's a man-eater.
Let's see what Josh has for us.
Oh, thank you.
Let's take another look at that first inning winning home run from Dalton Cornett. It was his second walk-off of the tour. Both of them have been walk-off home runs. The other came in Peoria, Arizona, and boy, that thing was tattooed.
And that was Dalton Cornett's last home run, coincidentally enough, going 365 feet out of the ballpark. I mean, you talk about, he got to Christian Dearman that game in Peoria, and now to do it against the toughest pitcher in banana ball. Man, it really just speaks to how talented of a hitter Dalton Cornett is for the Party Animals.
It's tied for the Party Animals team lead with those 2 walk-offs. Right up there with Reese Hampton, Tanner Thomas, Breland Almadova, and Bryson Bloomer, who will lead off the bottom of the second inning. 3-4-5 here for the boys in black and pink. Jake Skoll on deck, Tanner Thomas in the hole. Normally you would say they are due up, but Bryson Bloomer could hit a home run here. And Jake Skoll and Tanner Thomas won't get to swing the lumber.
Yeah, and Bryson Bloomer hasn't homered in over 2 months. You got to think he would love to get one here and have the Party Animals, in a sense, go back-to-back off of Danny Hosley.
I think that plays. Bloomer certainly can do it. 4 homers on the tour, same amount Dalton Cornett came into this ball game with. And he sits dead red here. Ahead 3 balls and no strikes. Third baseman for the Party Animals in his first World Tour after 2 legendary collegiate seasons with the Nanners, securing back-to-back Coastal Plain League championships. That one in on the hands. DR Meadows underneath it. Back flipping, makes the catch. The doctor does it again and lands on his feet.
That is a sweet snag from DR Meadows. I'm telling you, the backflip never gets old, and you talk about sticking a landing. How about this one from DR? It's looking pretty good in my book. Yeah, I'll give that about a 9.3.
Had to bring the hands into the equation, which is different from the backflip he nailed in Indianapolis. What many of us in Banana Land think was his cleanest of the tour. Either way, that's his 26th trick play in 29 tries to pace all outfielders.
Yeah, and already 3 trick plays in this ball game from the Bananas and the Party Animals. I mean, we're seeing a hot start once again, as we've seen many of the last few games.
Hosley behind Jake Skoll, 2-0. That is a pitcher's pitch. Grazes the outside corner, 2-1 count on the 15th overall draft pick back in 2010. That one gets the top of the zone, according to Vincent Chapman. Skoll spent 5 years in the Texas Rangers organization, 2 more with the New York Yankees. And went back to school. Spent 4 years at the University of Georgia as an SEC football player. As he cuts and misses, 3-2 changeup. Nasty pitch, and Skoll points back to Hosley. Not at all happy that the string was yanked on him there on 3-2.
I mean, you look at this pitch from Danny Hosley, had Jake Skoll way out in front of that ball. Nice celebration from Hosley, his first punch out of the ball game. And look at this, Danny's mixing it up. He's going overhead, throwing this pitch to Tanner Thomas.
Just misses the top outside quadrant of the zone. Right fielder for the Party Animals in his 2nd World Tour. The Banana in 2018 and 19. A couple years at Tallahassee Community College, 3 more at Virginia Tech University. He was a terrific Hokie. He's 35 runs batted in. Tied for 3rd in the tour with Eric Jones Jr. And that is a beautiful bender. Comes back down into the zone. Hosley rebounds from the losing effort in the first inning to get a 1-2-3 second. Picks up a pair of Ks. And it is still a 1-point lead for the Party Animals heading to the 3rd.
Yeah, that's more of the Danny Hosley that we're used to seeing on the tour. Finishing that inning in 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Pretty traditional, man.
The boys will boogie. And once they're done dancing, we'll be chatting with Jason Swan on the mic in the top of the 3rd inning. Immaculate performance from Maceo Harrison with some help from Zach Phillips, Malachi Mitchell, Vinny DeRubius, Connor Higgins, and Alex Ziegler. And what an honor to have the showman of the night from Sunday night, Jason Swan, on the mic over at first base. How you living, Swanee?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
We are having a terrific time in the booth up here.
Oh, yeah.
Seems
Cool
like
up there? Y'all got the AC working?
We're trying, Jason. I actually, I was messing with it right before first pitch, making sure we're not sweating too much up here.
Yeah, it's hot down here.
It's going to be 9-10-1 for the Bananas here in the top of the third inning. Noah Bridges, Dalton Malden, and then D.R. Meadows at the top of the order. Swanee, was there some discussion between you guys as a team that if Jake Skoll won the home run derby, you guys want it to be the home team?
Oh, yeah. We talked about it last night before, like, even leaving the stadium. We were saying, like, we get the opportunity, we're going home team, walking it off. And D.C. going first inning, that was electric. Just to get the tempo going. Gotta love it.
No doubt about that. Now, as Noah Bridges readies for a 2-2 offering.
See ya.
That's the beautiful 12-6 curve from Sean Fluke, supplemented by a fastball, slider, and changeup. The self-proclaimed strikeout king gets his first
We're doing yeah?
night.
We're not doing it?
You guys planning out celebrations?
Yeah, we thought we had one. We've been working on this one for about 2 weeks now, still haven't done it. That curveball that Fluke throws is beautiful.
It's a sense from the heavens.
Look at that. Oh, come on, Vince.
Vincent's going to say it missed a pinch inside.
Yeah, no, that was in.
Now,
Go, Fluke.
2-1 count on the songbird of our generation. So to get to your showman performance, man, obviously you're feeling great when you start the night with an RBI triple. How about picking up 3 sprints after that?
Yeah, I was locked in last night. I've been working on it in the cage. So it's good that it finally panned off and everything, seeing the ball. Feeling pretty good. Carried it to today.
Now, Swanee, did it cross your mind at all during the game that you were 3/4 of the way to a sprint cycle, which we have never seen in banana ball?
No, I had never even thought of that, actually.
Those are the things that Josh and I are thinking of. The heater's low, and it gets all the way to the backstop. This is trouble.
No.
Dalton Malden is around second base. You guys get it around the infield, and now the outfielders and the songbird of our generation will hold up at third with a 3-base sprint.
All right, let's do it again. Let's hold them. Let's go, Fluke.
Now, as a man who got a 3-base sprint just last night, how bizarre is it to actually be able to grab 270 feet on one of those?
It's not that bad. Not that bad. You just got to pick them up and put them down.
Makes sense
DR?
when you put it like that. Yeah, DR Meadows is going full hot dog.
The thing is, when I'm always on the mic with DR, he always gets a hit. Hope that doesn't happen right now.
Good barrel his first time, lined it straight into the mitt of Bryson Bloomer at the hot corner.
I'm feeling a trick play right here.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, no.
A little early on that one.
See what I mean? When I'm on the mic, when DR's up, it's bad for us.
He had a great evening in last night's ball game as well. 2 for 2 on base all 4 times. And lines that one back up the middle. Jake Skoll is there to grab it.
Cut it, Fluke, cut it.
Yeah, right back to the mound. No reason to try and run on Jake Skoll.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, that one stung off the bat in DR Meadows.
Well, we got 2 now.
Really good position.
Let's go, Fluke.
And that swung throw to Sean Fluke when you like to see to keep Dalton Malden there at third base with 2 outs.
Here we go.
Front door slider gets the zone. Eric Jones Jr. rounded out
over here breaking it down.
At
as
third
always.
his first time. Quick 0-2 count on EJ. Swap.
Oh, did you see Sherm?
Look out, the Shermanator. We got Garrett Delano balancing a fishing net on his chin. As Bloomer there to retire EJ once again.
Let's go.
Swanee, real quick, as you leave the field, how important is it to win Ohio?
Oh, it's definitely important. We got to. But they say O-H-I-O.
I love it. Thank you so much for popping the mic on,
Yes,
man.
sir. Thanks for having me.
There goes Jason Swan, showman of the night from last evening's ball game. And here in the middle of the third inning with the party animals up by a point, we'll throw it down to the young professor. It's time for some family baggage.
And then when they get to third base, their wife is going to jump on as well. They've got to carry all of their family on their backs back home. Matt and Brian, are you ready? Here we go, Banana Nation. On your marks, get set, go, Dad, go. Here they go. Matt's in a lead, but it's close. Snatch it up, kids, as they run to second base. Matt has the lead, but Brian is right there with him. Here we go, kid number 2. It's still close. Oh, it's getting dicey here. Now here is where things get interesting. Mom has to jump on, and Dad has to make it all the way back. Careful, dads. Nice and steady. Here they come. Well, it's close. It's neck and neck. They fell off over there. Oh, wait. Oh, Dad goes down. They're okay. They're okay. But here we got to come around. Ladies and gentlemen, with the family in tow, give it up for Matt, your world's strongest daddy.
It is incredibly rare in family baggage that 4 of the contestants don't take a tumble, but it's good to see that no one too worse for wear here.
There's something about the gravity down the third base line. That's what I'm learning. I'm not sure it's really the 4 people. It might just be the gravity, man.
Sir Isaac Newton would be enthralled by what happens on those final 90 feet around in family baggage.
We've got the world's top scientist on this phenomenon.
I'm sure the apple would fall from a tree at an expedited rate. Bottom of the third inning, Danny Hosley back out on the bump. It's going to be 6, 7, 8 for the party animals as the doctor still employing that hot dog costume. Looking pretty tasty to me out there, Josh. You ready for another one?
Dude, I got 3.5 dogs in, which we'll have more on that later in this broadcast, but I'm telling you, I'm still hungry. I could put down some more dogs.
I'm ravenous. Luckily, we'll have an appearance from Fella Fieri later tonight. Bring us a sweet treat. Jason Swan on his horse. Lines that one down the left field line. And for the second straight ball game, he's got an extra base hit. Tonight it's a 2-bagger. And he's on base for the 5th straight plate appearance.
Jason Swan is just swinging the bat at a very high level right now. And not only is he going to swing the bat and come up with a double, he's going to lead the party animals in this little double celebration.
I don't know what the ding dance that was, but I'm a fan. Anytime you get jump splits involved, sign me up as you get another look at Swanee depositing that down the left field line. Looks like he was thinking about 3 and wisely pumped the brakes with nobody gone. Second base is just about as good as third.
And I'll tell you what really stands out about Jason Swan. I mean, you obviously see the plate discipline after he had a 3-sprint night last night. But now, when you look at his hits, the spray chart for Jason Swan, near even. I mean, the way that this guy can hit to all fields, having even hits across center, left, and right, it's phenomenal.
Reel in the styling Hawaiian Almadova at the dish with Swanee at second. Osley brings Malden, Cox, and Meadows in for a choreographed dance. All kinds of moves, twists, turns, 360, heater up and in. And the Honolulu Hawaii native is down on his knees for the 2-0 offering. Heater gets the low outside corner.
Is it really that low of a outside corner when Breland Almodova's on his knees like that?
I think if he was standing, it would have been, and that's the imaginary zone Vincent Chapman has to create when you get a man who spent 4 years in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, now in his 12th year as a pro, standing in the box, or rather kneeling in the box. Gotta use that imagination. Big 2-2 coming here from Hosley. Fouled at the plate. Like some sinking movement on that 2-2 heater. A lot of party animals have told me they feel a lot better facing Danny Hosley as a starter than they do as a closer.
Well, you get to see him a lot more. You get to see more pitches. The entire order gets through him once, kind of knows how his stuff is going, and that's why they've been able to score up Hosley a couple times in his starts versus when he comes on in relief.
It's a good take on the bender, down and away. Count runs full. Payoff from Haas. That one down and in. Good at bat from Almodovar as he works the sprint. He's going to test the Bananas defense and beat Michael Deeb to the bag. He drives in Jason Swan. And the Party Animals walk off the third inning. Double and a sprint is all it takes. And they lead 2 points to zip.
Yeah, and it is not the start that Danny Hosley was looking for. And, you know, just when you think, why is Michael Deeb not really charging in on that ball from left field? Well, it's because he knew that run was going to come across and score there from second base.
I completely forgot that the Party Animals have the abilities to walk innings off. Incredible. They're up 2 points to nothing, 3 innings in. And let's throw it down to Jake Schwartz, Banana Land's resident magician. What's up, Jake?
Stephanie, importantly, I'm with Stephanie. Yeah. Now, Stephanie's shoe. Stephanie, hold on to this, and I've got a few for you for the people watching at home. Stephanie, do you have a particular banana or party animal player that you really like?
I like the party animal guy in the shorts.
Okay, that's a great answer. Stephanie, do you have a particular thing you were looking forward to Bananas game? Just watch fun. I like that. All right, Stephanie, we're by your literally. So take a look inside there. Pull it out. That's a real banana. Where's my shoe?
Selling the act there. I've never seen a guy so happy to have a flip-flop.
Well, it's good to get about 30% of the words coming from our resident magician. I'm sure third time's a charm on the old disappearing shoe trick. Still befuddled as to how it possibly occurs. But like a good magician, Jake never reveals his secrets. Big cut and a foul ball for Michael Deeb. First pitch he saw tonight. He grounded out to shortstop, although on the first base side of the bag. Party Animals had the deep shift on for him. Now Vincent Chapman will call time, dust off home plate, and skip out onto the infield grass, throw away his mask and clicker, and boy, he is moving it and grooving it.
I'm telling you, whenever you give this guy a little salsa, something with a little groove, you just see the shakes per second just go up by 30.
Full capacity crowd here in Canal Park. Thrilled that they just got to watch the legend himself break it down out on the infield. 0-1 count on Michael Deeb as we continue this top of the third inning. Sean Fluke jerking out on the mound. The pride of Hudson, Florida. Now has an 0-2 count. On the man out of Davie, Florida.
And it really feels like early on in this ballgame, Sean Fluke has a lot of his breaking pitches working, and I think that's why he's been so effective against the Bananas, who really try and like to go after fastballs. And there you see another breaking ball from Sean Fluke, and Michael Deeb caught looking on strikes there.
Second punch out of the evening for the Exterminator. Over 2,700 on the spin rate. That is elite. And both his strikeouts tonight have come looking. Dan Oberst does what he does. He's 2 for 2. A couple singles right back up the middle as Jake Skoll puts down the fishing net and will fire the ball in. Inners threatened in the second inning. Had runners on the corners thanks to an inning leadoff single from Dan Oberst that was followed by a line drive single to left from this man, Dakota McFadden, who takes the bender up above the zone. DMAC was then pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell, who was picked off before a pitch was thrown. And then Dan Oberst was thrown out at home on a grounder to Dustin Baber. And the rally died just like that.
Yeah, we've already seen 2 runners left in scoring position in this ball game for the Bananas. And they have not started well this season batting with runners in scoring position. They are now 2 for 20.
Fluke having the time of his life out there. Former elevator repairman, more like elevator beautifier. Wasn't actually fixing the pieces of the elevator that were going to get you up and down, just more so slapping a new coat of paint on. Turning your elevator from a 3-star to a 5-star in appearance and feel and vibe.
Putting a little air freshener in there.
Couldn't
Some
agree.
cinnamon.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's exactly what he's up to.
Maybe a hand sanitizer dispenser.
Burning some incense. A little sage. Boy, he's seeing things twice here. Boy, Breland Almadova had no idea where that ball went. And now Dan Oberst is going to score from first on a single. Dakota will actually get 2 bags off of it. I would wager we may give him a double, but then Dan scores on the E7.
Yeah, I think Dakota McFadden really never stopped out of the box in going there for second base, decided to get aggressive. And Breland Almadova had trouble corralling that ball, and a smart send from Tyler Gillum to bring Dan Oberst around to score here in the 4th.
That was a 104-mile-an-hour single to left. Identical to the single he had his first time. I'm sorry, double. We do not give McFadden an RBI, though, because Dan Oberst only scores when Breland commits his 4th error of the tour out in left field. And the Bananas have finally drawn blood. An unearned run against Sean Fluke. This one tapped towards third. Bryson Bloomer will take care of his counterpart, Jackson Olsen. Retired on the fielder's choice that nabbed Oberst at home his first time, now 0 for 2 on the day. Malachi Mitchell will now pinch run for Dakota McFadden. And with 2 outs, Fluke sets his sights on the glove magician, Ryan Cox. Well-struck single, 93 miles per hour off his bat his first time. Snuck under the mitt of Dustin Baber at second base. Pickoff attempt on Malachi, who was picked off his first time. That was over at first base.
Yeah, Sean Fluke's done a very good job of checking runners in this ballgame. We've seen him do it now a couple times with Malachi and with Dan Oberst as well.
One just misses the inside corner. 2-0 count coming to the pride of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, just a couple hours away from here. Coxie grew up playing travel ball in Ohio. Very familiar with the Buckeye State. And now a 3-1 count on the man who started his collegiate career at St. Bonaventure, then finished up at Kutztown University. A Washington Wild thing for a couple years, an independent pro ball. Looked like he was going for his first long ball of the tour instead of foul and a 3-2 count.
Yeah, I think Ryan Cox was expecting fastball from Sean Fluke there. A smart pitch to use as he's not going for the sprint. And now he's got a 3-2 count. He can try and mess with him with a breaking ball here.
Goes right after him. It's like a heater at the knees. And Cox goes down swinging. His second strikeout in as many nights after he never struck out all throughout the month of June.
Yeah, and his last strikeout against a party animal before that was on March 16th in Sugar Land, Texas.
Bananas do push an unearned run off against Sean Fluke. Picks up his 3rd K of the night to finish up the inning. How about this entrance? Colin Ballister coming down from the crowd, lip-syncing a little Born in the USA by the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen. Let's take a look at some Colin Ballister highlights here to get acquainted with the man making his Bananas debut tonight. The 36-year-old 6'5" righty made his banana ball debut back on March 11th, throwing for the MLB PAA. Across his 2 appearances for the former major leaguers, an inning thrown, couple runs given up. Has picked up 2 strikeouts, given up 2 hits and 1 ball, 4 sprint. And talk about a beautiful Rasputin there. Ballister, a 4th-round pick by the Montreal Expos back in 2004, was actually a part of the final Expos draft class. And another great boogie after he struck out Dalton Malden.
They're obscure dances to me, but they're a lot of fun. And Colin Ballister, he has, gotten some big punch-outs. I mean, you see the strikeout of Eric Jones there. Unfortunately, allowed a walk-up in Game 1 of the MLB PAA. But hoping to stop these party animals' bats here after Danny Hosley did not have the outing that he would have liked.
Haas only pitches in 3 innings. Only gets credit for 2, or check that, 1 1/3. Because he got 1 out in the 1st inning and none in the 3rd inning. Walk-off homer from Dalton Cornett and then a walk-off sprint from Breland Almadova, which was his 3rd of the tour to take a Party Animals team lead. It is Hey Baby O'Clock here in Canal Park. And what a great time to welcome the president of this here company, Mr. Jared Orton, into the broadcast booth with a very unique Hey Baby dance, Jared.
Well, I'm doing Hey Baby in the smallest version that we've maybe done it. Usually I do it in large versions, but in this small booth. Also, I don't know how you turn around with the cords, so it's impossible. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Glad to be here.
Ohio, are you enjoying yourself in the Buckeye State?
I have been here multiple times, many times. I've given some speeches here to local educators, which has been really fun. Some of them are in attendance the past weekend. I gave one to some principals from Ohio a couple weeks ago, and they had an after party at a little pizza brew pub place.
How about Chase Acuff? First offering from Ballister is 1 hop off the Sumacare sign out and left. 95 miles per hour off the bat. And the Party Animals shortstop has a double to lead off the 4th inning.
These principals, they were playing a banana hole, similar to cornhole, smaller board with bananas. And then the winner got free tickets.
The ingenuity
to come to the game
is incredible.
Was the hole banana shaped?
Not banana shaped, cornhole shaped, circular, obviously,
right.
But banana hole.
Here's our donut hitter tonight, Joe Lytle. And nobody has experienced more donut hitters in Bananas history than Jared Orton. How did this thing start, man?
I think we did this for the first year, 2016, 2017. We needed something ridiculous. Oh, watch out. Down there. Good grief. And we needed some sort of ridiculous, stunt. And Shark was the genius behind the chant. I don't know who did the circular thing, as you can see it here.
Acuff takes off for 3rd. Throw from Leroy, not in time. Very athletic diving stop by Jackson Olsen to keep that ball in the infield. And Acuff with his 9th steal and 12 tries on the tour.
But people get absolutely animated. I mean, the whole place, there's 7,000 people here just chanting donut.
It's pretty cool to see. It catches on easily. Backdoor bender is down.
Have you guys done favorite donut conversations?
Oh my gosh, no. I'm a Boston cream guy.
Same. I love Boston cream.
Apple cider's right up there, especially if you can pair it with some
apple cider. It's
what did
apple
you say?
Fritter, bruh.
Apple fritter.
Apple cider donut.
Apple cider donut is some Hudson Valley nonsense.
Oh,
That one is going to be flown to left center. DR Meadows underneath it. Acuff tagging from third. Throw from the Doctors up the third base line. And a sac fly for Joe Lytle will tie the fourth inning at a run apiece.
Tanner Thomas said he changed his approach when he was a donut batter a couple nights ago in Indianapolis. And I definitely noticed he was swinging first pitch. It seemed like a lot just to put the ball in play.
And as soon as 2 strikes were on him, he was just bat to ball, bat to ball.
Tanner was a very pesky hitter, especially game 2, in which the fans did receive donuts for the first time on this tour, Mr. Orton. A 7-pitch first at-bat, a 7-pitch second at-bat, and an 8-pitch third at-bat.
When you have 15,000 people screaming donut at you, I don't know what is more pressure-packed in the world of sports. But yeah, the fans walked out happy.
2-0 to Dustin Baber is cranked foul. Second baseman for the Party Animals now represents the inning-winning run. Comes in hitting 246. Reese Hampton at the top of the order waits on deck.
I was at the gate handing out the donut, free donut things.
Yes.
And I told the kids, don't take free donuts from strangers, but take free donuts from me.
So it's pop foul. Fan might have a chance at it. No, it's out of the premises.
And then I told the adult fans, congrats, you guys really earned this.
Payoff pitch is down and out. Third sprint given up on Ballister's banana ball career. Baber is going to slam the brakes at first and be content with just one base. Good sprint defense from the Nanners. The second sprint given up by Bananas pitching tonight.
Was that our first? How many triples have we had with Malden going around on the pass ball there?
Pretty few and far between.
Yeah.
We've had very few ball 4 sprints of third base. I know we've had 2 ball 4 sprints of 4 bases on this year's tour, but believe it or not, we've had back-to-back games now with ball 4 sprints of third base.
And both 4-base ball 4 sprints, correct me if I am wrong, Josh, were Danny Hosley.
Then we've had 3. Jackson Olsen has 1.
Correct. This one flicked out to shallow left. Deeb in pursuit. And we'll grab it for out number 2. Baber still at first base. Hampton now 0 for 2 on the night. And Dalton Cornett, who had the walk-off homer in the first inning, will swing away.
And how about this? Dalton Cornett hitting the 3rd home run here in the month of July. We had 3 home runs in the entire month of June. We're 3 days into July, guys.
Banana ball.
And you guys were talking about the dimensions. You felt like the ball maybe wouldn't fly out of here.
Yeah, for sure, especially with the pretty tall wall around the vast majority of the outfield, from the left field pole all the way to straightaway right.
But Dalton Cornett, of course, a left-handed batter, and this park really does feel like it aids the left-handed batter a little more with that.
Baber's trying to go first to third. Beautiful one-hop throw from DR Meadows, just a hair late. And runners on the corners with 2 down as DC3 is 2 for 2.
We came from Indianapolis, where Josh was saying that on the aggregate, the whole, no balls fly out of that place.
Right.
And then we come to Akron, where maybe the ball can get out to that right field short porch.
16 percentage points below the minor league average in terms of home runs.
That's at Victory Field in Indianapolis. Reminds us of our Grayson Graveyard.
400 fake feet to center field.
I Google Earthed it. It said it was 400 on the dot. Feels like it's 475. That one hit a mile high in foul territory. Bill Leroy underneath it. And we'll end the side. Party Animals get a run off Colin Ballister, the 4-year MLB man, with time spent with the Detroit Tigers and Washington Nationals. And we'll throw it down to Emily Cole. We'll be back with Jared Orton after this.
Recently, we launched a 501c3 dedicated to celebrating those who are making a difference in the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. That nonprofit's name is Bananas Foster. Tonight, we have the honor of celebrating the Tatro family. Ryan, Reagan, and their 2 biological children became a licensed foster family 2 years ago and have welcomed 8 kids into their home. 7 of those kids have reunified with biological family, and 1 sweet baby girl is still with them today. While the reunification process is really hard, that is the goal of foster care. And these superheroes walked alongside the biological families and the children and helped the reunification process happen. Fans, please stand and help us recognize these amazing people who are helping the families and the kids in your local community.
Incredibly special moment every night in Banana Land when we can honor the superheroes changing lives in the foster community. We're back in the broadcast booth with Jared Orton, and in year 8 of this organization, when you were one of, 4 employees?
That's
back
right.
in fall of 2015.
That's right.
The Savannah baseball team was created. It's incredible that we now have the power to affect lives like this.
You don't do many things for 8 years. You don't do many things for 4 years or 3 years or 2 years. To think that it started just as a little pipe dream of, can we maybe bring baseball back to Savannah, Georgia? Will people show up? Will anyone show up? Will anyone believe in this thing? And then you go to, the past 4 games, 45,000 people, and then you have these stories where these people get to come out and be recognized in front of, 7,000 or 8,000 people in their community tonight. Who would have even put that on any sort of goal list or dream list or anything?
It puts me at a loss for words quite often, which is rare for me.
It's just remarkable, really.
Hey, how about Sean Fluke throwing behind the tush of Bill Leroy, who's normally the man setting up behind guys' keisters and giving him a little spook.
And you mentioned, 4 people starting out, and now there's, I think there's 127 of us on this trip this week. What are we doing?
We're having a lot of fun, that's for sure. 2-hopper to Bryson Bloomer. He goes between his legs. Second trick play of the day for the Boomer.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
Smooth as silk.
That's one of the comments that we get almost from everyone. It's like, I don't care who you are. You make a play like that. That is just athleticism to the 9th degree.
Then a laser beam across the diamond for the cherry on top. Backdoor bender, strike 1 to Noah Bridges, who struck out looking his first time. It's 8, 9, and 10 for the Bananas here in the top of the 5th. We are cruising. Still about an hour, 4 minutes, and 30 seconds on the clock. 2 outs away from the official halfway point as far as innings go. Good pace tonight. Now, Jared, we were talking about the donut batter earlier, and it was one thing to execute it with 4,000 folks and a sold-out Grayson Stadium all the time, as Noah Bridges has the same fate in round 2 as he did his first trip to the dish. How did you pull it off to make this now national and something you can do in 33 cities across the country and 15,000 person stadiums like Indianapolis?
I know. Well, we brought on Duncan, and everyone loves Duncan, I think, on The Office now. And I think Patrick Brody drinks about 10 cups of Duncan every single day. And so, yeah, I was like, all right, can we get 10,000 free, 15,000 free, donuts to people in the Indianapolis area? And then there's a photo that I got of Christian Dierman, with his big bag of munchkins that he's, showing to the crowd. It's like this iconic photo that's going to be amazing. So, yeah, it's oh, goodness. Wow, this is something.
Speaking of iconic photos, split. It's Magic Sean Fluke. 1-1 to Dalton Malden. Pop towards the crowd. And it's
Close call there. So close. Shades of Nashville, the last time Dalton Malden popped out to a fan. And it was in that second deck. It's in First Horizon Park. This one is fouled off. Good job hanging with the 12-6 curve.
I'm hoping one of these days we come up with a little secret giveaway for the broadcast folks, too, if this Duncan thing hits.
On top of getting one pair of free Hokas every night?
Yeah, a little something up our sleeves maybe in August. Maybe in August. Give us a month.
Making me feel maniacal here. How many things can we give away on these broadcasts? Sean Fluke takes a bow to the crowd, picks up 2 strikeouts, a 1-2-3 inning, does it all in less than 3 minutes. He's got 5 Ks on the night, and the Exterminator is dominating.
And 13 pitches needed to get through that inning. Now, why am I noting 13 pitches? Well, according to our other resident statistician, Mikey O'Connor, the previous 3 innings for Sean Fluke, 17 straight pitches.
He's dialed in tonight. I'll let you guys get back to the baseball stuff.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jared Orton. You are an absolute superstar, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming up and hanging out with us.
Namaste.
Goodbye to all. Happy 3rd of July.
There goes Mr. Orton, El Presidente, exiting stage right. And Josh Talevsky, you have procured a presentation for us on the great state we are currently inhabiting.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Ohio, man. 3rd of July, I want to talk about America. Here we go, Ohio, by Josh Talevsky.
Oh, good. Let's get
now,
Kyle in.
Kyle, talking Ohio. Here's the pros of our the state that we're in. Mustard, they really care about their mustard. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Amish, hot dogs, it's the birth state of the hot dog. Railroads, man, they still got those things kicking around here. Steven Spielberg's from here, Guy Fieri's from here, and you gotta have some Skyline chili. Look at this mustard. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame exhibit looks pretty cool. You think that guy's enjoying the hot dog? He looks a lot like we did. Steven Spielberg, he made Jurassic Park. This is him in dinosaur form. He doesn't do sauce. And Guy Fieri, yeah, I mean, that image has been going around with the kids, so I thought I'd include it in here. We'll get to the cons a little later, but that's the pros so far of Ohio. Guys, thoughts?
What did I just walk into? I'm not a big mustard guy. I have a couple pointers to talk through as Jake Skoll steps in the box, and we got a new man on the mound. It's Ryan Kellogg, and I think that guy of the hot dog, double barreling a hot dog, which is
This ball flicked down the left field line by Jake Skoll, and not caught by fans as Deeb and Cox run out of room.
And are railroads just not a thing anywhere else, Josh?
Well, railroads...
Are they extinct everywhere else except for Ohio?
They're not extinct everywhere else, but when you talk about like passengers riding trains and things like that, they still have a pretty extensive railway system compared to a lot of other states.
Got it.
Ball barreled to dead center, but just in front of the track. D.R. Meadows will take care of it for out number 1. Skoll struck out his first time. Now 0 for 2 on the night. And Tanner Thomas will try his luck against the 6'6" southpaw, Mr. Ryan Kellogg, coming off of 7 years in the Chicago Cubs organization. Kellogg pitched for the Wild Health Genomes in the Atlantic League last summer. And Tanner Thomas coming down from the crowd, filming a little music video. Should prepare himself for 2-seam and 4-seam fastballs, changeup, slider, and curveball. The heaters in the low 90s. Slider low 80s, curveball low 70s. Party animals really getting after it here, enjoying themselves with a 2-point lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They just need 1 run to snag their 3rd point of the night. These guys are playing with some confidence. Kind of seems like rather, they can smell a sweep of the Buckeye State.
Yeah, a bit of a...
One poke foul.
Tough start to the evening, you know. Any time playing as a visitors, definitely I think that we're definitely not as experienced in that realm as the party animals are, and Danny off to a bit of a struggling start there. Made a bad pitch in the first that they capitalized on, and couple instances where he didn't really have that great a command. Ballister, I thought, threw the ball pretty well, considering for, you know, our MLB guys that have came in and pitched for us, and they're swinging high bats, man, and Sean Fluke is exterminating like he does.
Line drive, base knock. Dalton Malden can't make a leaping grab on the loopy liner from his roommate. Tanner Thomas 1 for 2 on the night. Dangerous man aboard. He's 14 for 15 in stolen base attempts.
Yeah, and a good piece of hitting there by Tanner Thomas, getting the bat out on that breaking pitch from Ryan Kellogg. And Dalton Malden shifting over to his right, made a nice leap, but just doesn't have the glove able to get on that ball.
Maybe if he was 6'6", like our man on the mound, the pride of Whitby, Canada, Ryan Kellogg, would have had enough reach to snag that. Jason Swan doubled his first time. Scored the inning-winning run in the third.
And I really like how Kellogg has adapted the beanie as his go-to look, whether it's a Canadian beanie or a Bananas beanie like he's donning tonight. It feels Canadian and it feels right. Gives him a wicked tan line on his forehead, though.
Never thought of that. Our lone representative of the Great White North. Mr. Kellogg was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 12th round out of high school back in 2012. As he sits down Jason Swan swinging, and that ends a string of 5 straight plate appearances that Swanee reached. A triple, a double, and 3 sprints. Now it'll be Breland Almodovar, who had a 2-base sprint that walked off the 3rd inning, which is his team-high 3rd walk-off of the tour. Kellogg ended up going to Arizona State after denying the Blue Jays and was taken by the Chicago Cubs in the 5th round in 2015. Gets Almodovar to sky this one in foul territory. Eric Jones Jr. will make the catch for out number 3 and a great inning for Kellogg.
There we go. We like zeros, baby.
3 minutes and 24 seconds there from Ryan Kellogg. Not too shabby. He's been working very quickly since coming to Bananaland.
We honor all the military members, both past and present, here in Canal Park. And of course, we send that message to everybody watching at home here on Monday night. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you. As we get a break in the action, let's check out the pros for...
The cons.
Oh, we're going to get the cons for Ohio.
We already got the pros.
Good work, Kyle.
Some would say that they were the cons,
Now,
but
here,
who am I to say? Josh, take it away.
cons. The Ohio State University. Let's just call it Ohio State University.
Go
Why do
Dogs,
we need
right?
to emphasize the "the"? Yeah, go Dogs, man. We got that big
what I
win over
figured.
them on New Year's Day. That was awesome. Sports championships. Ohio is lacking in the professional sports championships. Tough to be a Browns fan. The Guardians fans, they've been struggling. Haven't won since '54.
Right.
That's or '48. That's really tough.
Wow.
It's a swing state. I mean, what's up with that? Just make up your mind, Ohio. Come on. Cleveland chewing gum laws. Get this. Get this. Now, if you chew gum and then just stick it somewhere in Cleveland, I mean, that's a punishable offense. They'll fine you for that.
It's like Singapore.
I should just be able to put my gum wherever I want.
No, that should
Sorry.
be a law everywhere. That's a pro.
Whatever, Kyle. LeBron James, Reggie Horton made me put that in there.
Oh, that's
LeBron's
funny.
a con.
Fair enough.
Now, Akron Civic Theater spread the janitor. This guy haunts the Civic Theater. He was an old janitor who passed away in there. They say he does ghost performances in there. I'm not about spirit.
Sounds
That's
like a
con.
major pro.
Yeah.
And
I'd
con,
agree.
Ohio. It's Ohio. I mean, come on.
Boom, roasted.
Look,
Wow.
I mean, you see, lack of sports championships.
Yeah, that's tough.
Look at LeBron, and then I mean, I'm just not in a good state right now.
That was good.
Ohio,
That was a high quality meme.
That's exactly why you got to put Ohio as a con. It shouldn't have memes like that, but it does.
Tapper to short. Chase Acuff doesn't try and do anything quickly with the lightning fast DR Meadows barreling down the line. Bananas center fielder now 0 for 3 on the night. Pair of lineouts and the ground out. Your eyeballs just sent to your brain.
Yeah, regardless of the 0 for 3, I'll tell you somebody who likes the state of Ohio, and that's DR Meadows. And he played a stellar game last night.
On base all 4 times, couple hits, dive and catch. Jake Skoll cruising on over to Rob Eric Jones Jr. It would have been his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 3, grounded out to Bloomer his first 2 times.
That is a magnificent play by Jake Skoll, laying out. Again, the party animals have started Reese Hampton in center field in all 3 games on this road trip. Now they insert Jake Skoll there. He shows you exactly why they like him roaming that position.
By the way, Brett Helton, the new man on the mound, he replaces Sean Fluke, who only gives up 1 unearned run in 5 innings of 5 strikeout work. The exterminator superb. And it is 6-2-2 dance time. Be interesting to see how that affects Brett Helton's MPI, which was at an astronomical rate early on in this inning.
You stopped the MPI clock during the 3-2-2. I'm a
Really?
pro at this thing.
You do?
I do for
News
you.
to me. That's awesome.
Wanted to confirm
It feels right. I mean, some of those dances are rather lengthy.
especially when you're involved.
Yeah. Borderline getting to a minute. It's a full motion picture out there.
It's like the Fellowship of the Ring extended version.
This 3-2-2 finna be a movie.
Hit on the hands to Michael Deeb. Skoll is out there, and he goes behind his back to grab it as Breland Almadova, the crossing route behind him. Terrific trick play from Scully, and still an awful quick inning from Brett Helton there.
1 minute and 42 seconds for Brett Helton, the Greek god of MPI, and look at Jake Skoll going behind the back with that one. Great play.
It's his 7th trick play in 8 tries on the tour. And I believe, if my script, my script maybe doesn't tell me the truth. I thought we were going to review our hot dog eating contest here.
I've got to get one thing off my chest here.
Okay, Josh.
I did not properly wrap up that Ohio PowerPoint.
Oh.
I'm just going to say Ohio still gets a 9.1 out of 10 bullfrogs for me.
Okay, I like that. How about Mike Vivacis trying to get a showdown inside the Parker and retired by a slew of kids out there to the delight of Christian Dearman, Bill Leroy and company.
I think that leads us beautifully into a hot dog review because Mike looked like he was really struggling around those bases. It was almost like he had 6 hot dogs at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how those things are sitting for you guys, but I had 2. I had 2. The rest of the second half was off the clock, but I definitely finished 2. Maybe not 2 minutes and 46 seconds, but I mean, those things were sitting like concrete in my tummy for me. I don't know about you guys.
See, I'm actually the exact opposite. I've done 3 eating contests in my entire life.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Kyle. Good to be all nice and in here.
Get in here.
I've done 3 eating contests in my life, and I'll tell you what, I've left hungry after every single one. Like, I'm still wanting to eat more.
Those are
they're done.
well. That's partially because you don't snack at all, and that was
Correct.
probably a snack and not a meal. So that's probably why that's not hitting for you. You had 2 hot dog eating contests I know of. What was the other hot?
It was a chicken wing eating contest, believe it or not.
Like
Put
just
down
as
21
many
of those
as
bad
many as you
boys.
could, anytime.
So I entered in this contest, and they ran out of wings for everybody. So I only got to 21.
Could you have kept going?
Yeah.
What was your flavor choice? Did you get to pick?
It was
flavor?
all classic buffalo.
Okay, all right. Pretty interesting to me. I mean, I think I could put down at least 20 wings. If I got hot honey rub from Wingstop, look out. If they're all flats, big time look out.
No free ads.
I'm team flats over drums any day of the week.
I think I'm a drum guy.
Really? That checks out so much for you?
No preference.
Yeah, you get a little extra meat on them.
No preference, Josh. It's like somebody asking you if you want to have fun or if you don't want to have fun.
Well, I obviously want to have fun,
Well,
Kyle.
Then you obviously should be eating flats.
Josh, you're sounding a whole lot like the state of Ohio. Really swing state of you here. How about that? Backhanded pick by Jackson Olsen. Pulls EJ off the bag, but he applies the tag on Chase Acuff, who doubled his first time. Scored the inning tying run in the fourth inning. And he's now 1 for 2.
Good pitch there from Kellogg. We've been talking a lot as a pitching staff that Acuff's been doing a lot of damage in the month of June. And a lot of it seemed to be on first pitch. And we were kind of trying to steal a pitch at the bottom of the lineup, trying to get ahead in the count. And he was really punishing us. So we talked a lot about every pitch that we want to make to Acuff in the bottom of that lineup is probably one that's going to miss his zone or a chase pitch, almost like a 2-strike pitch.
And good positioning down the line there from Jackson Olsen as this one's hit back to Ryan Kellogg. And the big lefty going to nail Joe Lytle there at first base. I mean, you talk about Jackson Olsen playing near that third base line. Chase Acuff's pulled quite a few doubles recently down that left field line for the party animals.
We're learning, baby. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I don't know, still shame on me. Make a better pitch.
I think it's fool me once, shame on you.
Shame on you, yes.
Fool me twice, shame on. Fool me once, shame on.
Shame on me?
Shame on me.
Lock in,
Fool
guys.
me.
Fool me three times. Forget the peace signs. Load the chopper, let it rain on 2. Terrific. Justin Baber in the 10th spot takes a mighty hack and a miss at the 1-2 bender from Ryan Kellogg, and he has himself a very efficient and speedy bottom of the 6th inning.
1 minute and 59 seconds there from Ryan Kellogg. We have now seen 3 sub-2 innings in this ballgame. Can you believe that?
Mind-boggling stuff from the Canuck. What's going on in there? Looks like a little tease of a promotion coming on later tonight. There's a plunger attached to that man's helmet. We'll see what that means in an inning or 2. For now, we're in the booth because it's time to prepare to give away a pair of Hokas. So you have to click the link in the description at the bottom of this video. We'll also throw a link in the comment section. Click that link, fill out all of your contact information so we can get said Hokas to you. And now for the magic word that you have to put in the buzzword section.
Drum roll, please. I don't know it.
I forgot it.
What is
Boop
it?
City. Fire!
Oh!
Firecracker.
Nice.
I knew
I
you
thought
did.
you were. I don't know why you pointed at me like I knew. I never know these things.
Wow.
Firecracker. That is Firequacker. No spaces.
Correct.
And very on brand.
Good job.
I really like it. Good job remembering that. That's
Thank
really
you.
good stuff.
That was Melly Beans, Millicent Bean Supreme, who created Firecracker and is currently wearing socks that say Firecracker on them, and there's little ducks that are dressed up as firemen.
You think that's where she got that from?
Yes. Yeah. And she packed the socks for this trip to Akron without knowing that there would be so many quack-related...
Or that we knew that they were the ducks. I didn't know that until we arrived here.
How about that?
Yeah, crazy stuff. I got myself a T-shirt and a hat. It's really good stuff. You can't. I mean, that's the first and only time I'm going to get a duck shirt. I got to get one.
I have too many T-shirts in life.
Wow, look at that shot of the sunset peeking over the parking garage in left center. I wonder what DR Meadows would rate that sunset.
We can find out after the ball game tonight. Brett Helton out for his 2nd inning of work. He's got 4, 5, 6 in the Nanners lineup. Paints the outside corner, according to Vincent Chapman, the home plate umpire. Reggie Liggins down the first base line. Randy Voss across the diamond from him. That one lined into right field. Dan Oberst is 3 for 3 with 3 well-struck singles.
Yeah, do you guys know off the top of your head his exit velocity on his single up the middle, his first at bat?
106.
Really? That's what I said.
and then he went 107 up the middle his second at bat.
That one was 95?
Confirmed, 95
I
miles
saw
per
it with
hour.
my IDAR.
He's slacking.
I knew it was there, but I told him when he got back to the dugout that one was 106. I'm just on one this evening.
Dan dances off first as Dakota McFadden takes the bender just a smidge low.
Yeah, pretty impressive at bat there for Dan. I don't think a lot of people know watching or in the ballpark, but my dear friend and old man is a little banged up this evening. He slid into home early on in the first or the second inning and ripped through his baseball pants, his sliders, and his boxers down to the bare skin and got a good strawberry.
The hat trick, and he will pick up a stolen base to help calm the pain.
Yeah, as well as he's got a nice little wound on his hand from the same slide. So, nonetheless, he's a warrior, and he has a blue belt on top of that. So, where you at, Barry Bonds?
Is his 27th steal in 31 attempts.
Kyle, would it surprise you at all if I told you that Dan has more hits to the opposite field than he has hits to left field this season?
No. Well, where do the balls up the middle lie in their own category?
Yes, he has the most hits to center field this season.
Yeah.
But then, when you look at his spray chart,
then it's
more
right,
hits to
then
the
left.
opposite field.
Yeah, I believe that. I feel like Power Alley is left field for him when he can get the head out and pull it. And he doesn't have as many home runs as I'm accustomed to him having.
This one tapped to third. Bryson Bloomer crow hopping and throwing a seat across the diamond. Great base running by Dan Oberst.
Green light special.
Heard that a couple hundred times across his 5 years in Banana Land. He takes third base as Bloomer fires it across the diamond.
And what was shocking, I mean, he's never been an insanely fast guy. He's definitely picked up some speed, but he wasn't a good base runner whenever he first started. He came as a very slow catcher, and then, Gillum got him hooked up, and he got a little bit faster, started hitting the gym like crazy. Shout out to Summer Methods. I know that they were training him like crazy down there in Florida, and now he is literally the Terminator. So
he's a green light special convert.
Right up there with his fellow University of West Georgia alumni. Cade Marlowe is two of the best base runners in Bananas history.
Now, Cade is, without a doubt, the best base runner I've ever seen. And probably the fastest.
Is that 2018? You experienced Cade?
Yeah. Because then Dan came the following summer of 2019.
Marlowe, currently in the Seattle Mariners organization, set the Bananas single-season stolen base record. He was the original D.R. Meadows.
No doubt. No freaking doubt.
No doubt in my freaking mind, Kyle.
Another 2-2 to Jackson Olsen here. Infield in for the Party Animals. Brett Helton going after him. This one is yanked foul and not caught. Right towards the Tiki area where we had our hot dog battle earlier tonight.
Yeah, don't remind me. We both doubled our previous run through, so I feel good about that.
The battle continues as Jackson fouls another one off, and another exhale as it is not caught by a fan.
3.5 dogs and buns.
I'm proud of you for that. That's really good, especially for a snack and not a meal.
I gave myself just a slight glimpse of hope that I could beat Baba as Jackson Olsen laces this ball out to right field. Tanner Thomas is going to catch it just in front of the warning track, but that will be deep enough for Dan Oberst to tag and score. Bananas on the board in the 7th. They get their first run.
Boy, was I excited when that ball went off the bat.
Yeah, I think it might have got him a little jammed. I think it was a changeup. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. I've had a lot of talks with Ryan Cox today, as that's a big run for us to score getting late into this ball game, trying to pick up a run here in the 7th. I'm assuming we're going to see DJ the Invader in the bottom half of this inning, if I was a betting man. But I'm also a betting man that Ryan Cox is going to go Yabo here.
Wow.
Yard card.
Back up the middle. It's not a home run, but it is Coxey's second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3 and aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, I'll take it. Really good swing. His both his previous at bat and that at bat. I mean, he's got a lot of family in town. I don't know how it correlates like it does for Dakota McFadden, but I mean, 2 knocks is definitely a good game. He's played good shortstop as well, but not living too far from here. I think he said it was an hour and a half. A lot of family in the house to see him tonight play.
Now 3 for 6 in Akron between last night and this evening. And we'll pass the baton to Bill Leroy, who is having pretty much a carbon copy season offensively as Ryan Cox. They're both hitting .264. Bill has only struck out 8 times, a tour low, tied with Dalton Cornett. Coxie has struck out 10 times. 3rd least on the tour. Malachi Mitchell pinch running, takes off for second, and he's got it stolen. Fastest man in Banana Land. Flash the Kid with his 46th steal, and 48 goes at him.
Looking for Bill to pick up a big second run in this inning here. I like him spitting a cutter out to right field maybe and score Malachi.
Bounces it foul. Really takes out his coach for the past 6 years. Bill Leroy, the king of Dublin, Georgia, one of the twin princes of Banana Land, alongside our darling Kyle in the booth with us.
And now one of 2 Dublinites we have on the Bananas roster.
Shot into left field. Malachi racing around third. Breland's throw is cut off. And Bill Leroy comes through. 2 runs for the Nanners here in the 7th. That one 95 miles an hour off his bat.
Yeah, really big hit there, picking up that slider early and ripping it through the 6 hole. Really good job, Bill.
Yeah, you said it beautifully, Kyle. That's a big hit. Bill Leroy just on a little bit of a slow pace as of late, but to be able to not only get a base knock and an RBI, but a second run in this inning for you guys could be huge to getting you your first point in this ball game.
Really, really big. As we turn it over to our bullpen on the back half of sides, we might see shades of Nolan Daniel here late in this ball game, but I mean, for the most part, I would say, including myself, our starters have been a little bit shaky, but that back end of the bullpen has been pretty solid for us all tour.
Well, you sell yourself short, Kyle. You've been a titan amongst men since the start of June.
You have to hold yourself accountable, as Coach Reggie says.
It's a fact.
I haven't thrown a perfect game every start, so, I mean, it can get better.
Could get better. Brett Helton on the mound, former 9th-round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was back in 2015. You can't forget about Bill over there at first. 7 for 7 on the tour in his stolen base attempts.
He's sneaky with those little legs. He gets those things moving, watch out.
Like Bruno or Kobe.
That's exactly correct.
There he goes, and he would have had it stolen had the front door bender not plunked Alex Ziegler. The Pat Trickster himself will dizzy bat his way to first base. Pride of Butler, Pennsylvania, not too far away from here. Takes a tumble, is back on his feet.
Oh. I don't think that's fake.
I think he was actually dizzied by his collapse.
Just knowing him as a person, I've got to think that he gets dizzier than the normal human being on any amount of spins.
Those who know. Ziggy is a character, to say the least.
He quite literally is a character.
Yes.
And an emote.
In Fortnite and Apex Legends.
And in real life.
All true. It's great to see Bruce and MJ. Parents in the building tonight as that one is the top of the zone to Dalton Malden. 0 for 1 on the evening, a strikeout and a 3-base sprint. And okay for the second time this evening. Brett Helton gets his first strikeout. Kyle Lewigs, I know you've got a whole lot of duties tonight to perform down on the field. Most importantly, ring-duding us into the final inning, so we will let you escape. Thank you so much for visiting us.
You said duties.
Hey.
See you guys later. It was a blast, Ohio. First and only time I've ever been here, and can't wait to come back.
Oh, geez, I'm just blocking things. We got Fella Fieri up here. Thank you for taking a peek at the booth as Mr. Fieri.
Kyle, one for your road. This is fried sauerkraut. I'm told that it's
Kyle.
tremendous. It's tremendous. You guys got to look at this. This cannot be the traditional portion here at Canal Park, but it's being served with a cocktail sauce. So, guys, this is fried sauerkraut. Biko, your early thoughts? Yeah, I know. Just the name fried sauerkraut will take a it will set a lot of people back, but sauerkraut's been enjoyed by people for thousands of years. It's got probiotic qualities as well as tons of vitamin A, B, and C. But I think the moment that you bread it and fire it and fry it, it loses all health qualities, but makes for a tremendous appetizer and hors d'oeuvre.
Bella Fieri, I'm in Flavortown,
Yeah,
man.
that's right. Yeah, welcome to Flavortown.
Thank you.
And, happy homecoming for you, back in your home state with your brother Guy. No,
That's right. He's my
Guy.
cousin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's my cousin, but I really look at him as a brother. This is true. They're good. They're good.
9.69 out of 10 snack.
Yeah. Is the broadcast scratch and sniff? Can we do anything with that? We have that capability?
It's 4D. Yeah.
It really is good.
Get a little look. Yeah, smell vision here.
The cocktail sauce is an interesting side, but
Yeah.
I don't hate it at all. It's incredible.
That's right. It is pretty out of bounds.
It's surprising it's not marinara. I thought it was when I dipped it in.
Yeah. So marinara and cocktail, like Guy and I, are cousins.
I did not know that. Fella Fieri, what do you rank these out of 10?
See, just from the name alone, I would rank them like a 6. But the moment that it enters the palate, it immediately skyrockets to a 9.6.
Okay, so just 0.09 points less than mine. Josh, did you give it a rating?
I'm going to give it a 9.4.
It's really an incredible treat.
I'm beside myself. I'm very pleased with this.
So what are you going to do with the rest of these balls, man?
I think there's a lot of hungry folks up here. I might spread the love.
It's very kind of you. Ryan Kellogg out for his third inning of work. Top of the order now for the Party Animals. Reese Hampton sends that a mile high deep to left. But it is warning track power as Michael Deeb there to haul it in for out number 1. And Hampton 0 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, Reese Hampton just got underneath that ball. You could see it. He wanted that ball to leave for his 10th home run of the season. And that was a nice jump by Michael Deeb going back to make that catch. The Bananas outfield was shading in with the count at 3-1, and knowing that Reese would be aggressive and try and take second had there been a ball 4 sprint issued. Just a good play by Deeb out there and left.
Dalton Cornett 1 for 1 on, check that, 2 for 2 on the night. Inning ending walk-off homer in the first, a single in the fourth. Bill Leroy is knocked around on that foul ball from his counterpart. Bryson Bloomer waits on deck. Party Animals walked off the first and third innings. They pushed a run across in the fourth to tie that frame at a run apiece. They need 2 runs to tie the 7th here, 3 to win it, and Dalton Cornett is 3 for 3.
Dalton Cornett has had a great road trip for the Party Animals. Now 2 3-hit games for them on this road trip. Dalton Cornett swinging a hot bat, especially after leaving Nashville, going home, working on his swing with his dad. You're seeing the results pay off for him.
Gotta take a trip to Pippa-Passes, Kentucky before I get my next at-bat in Banana Ball. I'm sure Scott Cornett has some tips for me. That one backhanded by Dalton Malden. He's able to fling it to second just in the nick of the time to grab his namesake. Dalton Cornett retired. Great play by the songbird of our generation. Here's Jesse Cole.
The world's tallest pitcher! Please welcome Dakota Stilts O'Brien!
Here comes the tallest man in all of sports. 10-foot 9-inch Dakota Stilts Albritton. Comes in with Bloomer on first, and he has to face the cleanup man, former first-round pick of the Texas Rangers, Jake Skoll. What a matchup.
How does this guy fit on the bus? Way too tall.
He takes up about 40% of the aisle.
I saw him get on the freight elevator at the hotel last night.
It's good stuff, guys. You see what Stilts has done across 9 and 2/3 frames. He's been mostly quite consistent. Just one real bad outing has ballooned the ERA up above 6. Jake Skolo for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a flyout. And Bryson Bloomer respectfully does not try to steal on the first pitch, which he certainly could do. 17 for 22, leading the Party Animals in stolen bases. That ball obliterated foul. Joe Lytle is the only Party Animal to homer off of stilts. He did that in Las Vegas. Nearly dropped it in the pool in right center. That thing was hit anywhere between the poles here. That would have been a homer. That was a cricket pitch from stilts.
Jake Skoll nearly hit that ball out of Canal Park foul.
Correct. 2-1 pitch. Generous call from Vincent Chapman. Count even at 2-2. It's a backdoor bender, serves it out to left center. Michael Vitamin Deeb will make the play for out number 3, and Dakota does his job. Stilts saunters off the field, now grittying. And the entire Bananas team will celebrate the inning win on the mound. Looks like LeBron James style. An homage to the Akron kid. I'm sure Reggie Horton is smiling ear to ear in the dugout.
Reggie's got his 2,000th follower on Instagram today. Incredible. Absolutely electric. I'm thrilled.
He's been on quite the grind. I remember just a month ago he was talking about the road to 1K. Now already at 2K. I mean, this guy's going to be at 1 million before you know it.
Exponential growth.
Fella Fieri cannot thank you enough for bringing up these delicious fried sauerkraut balls. This was a smash hit, man.
I'm just going to leave a handful of these on top of your scorebooks, guys. But for now, I'm going to make like Tom and Cruz from this risky business. Thank you, guys.
There goes Guy Fieri's cousin, Fella. And we will throw it down to the young professor as we head to the 8th inning. Party Animals lead by a point. This is Mr. Olympia.
Oh, wow, big double bicep. Matty, that was pretty good. All right, Pete, what do you got? Pete, what are you doing? Pete, what are you doing? Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. All right, fans, time to vote. How did we feel about Mike? How did we feel about Matt? And what about Pete? Give it up for Mr. Banana Olympia, Pete!
Congratulations to Pete. He is Mr. Olympia of Akron, Ohio, and well-deserved honor for him. Connor Gillespie, check that, Drew Gillespie. Connor Gillespie in the past in my life, but Drew is the new Big G in Biko's world. Throws for the 2nd straight evening. What he's done early on in his Bananas career, this is just his 3rd appearance, and he ended up locking down a 2-inning save last night.
And not only a 2-inning save, but pitching what was the 2nd fastest banana ball inning of all time last night at 1 minute and 18 seconds. Before that was surpassed by Sean Fluke today in the 1st inning.
Slow tapper, backhanded by Acuff across the diamond, not in time to get DR Meadows burning down the line. Certainly deserved his first hit of the night. He had lined out twice and had hit a scolding grounder to Chase Acuff as well. Now 1 for 4.
And he had a feeling with DR hitting that so deep in the hole, Chase Acuff with a great sliding stop but unfortunately that throw going into the dirt, he didn't really have time to set, and he had to throw crossbody. Just didn't have enough chutzpah on it to get it to Jason Swan in time.
DR taking off on the first pitch. Eric Jones loved the offer, and he fouls it off of himself. And Meadows, after bear hugging Baber, will retreat back to first base. EJ 0 for 3 on the night, couple of ground outs and a fly out. Robbed on a diving play by Jake Skoll his last time. Gillespie goes sidearm, yanks it down and away. Drew will throw over the top, 3/4, and sidearm or submarine. Although about 80% of his pitches he estimates are from that arm angle you just saw right there. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Started at the University of New Mexico, transferred to Southeastern University down in Lakeland, Florida, where he won a national championship last spring, was the ace of their squad. DR takes off for second again, front door bender, does not get the zone. Great pick and swipe tag from Dustin Baber, but a hair late, as DR Meadows has tied Michael Deeb for second on the tour with his 27th steal.
I believe he has tied Dan Oberst, but that was a great steal from DR Meadows, and actually kind of a late jump, but benefiting from a breaking ball out of the hand of Drew Gillespie that was able to get him in there at second base.
You believe correctly. He's tied Dan Oberst. Michael Deeb only has one steal on the tour, and it was of first base. I digress. Meadows now 90 feet away with one out for the aforementioned Vitamin Deeb. Former Notre Dame linebacker. Played his college ball at Bethune-Cookman after his 4 years of football. Flails and misses at a nasty changeup. Gillespie throws 2-seam, 4-seam, and cut fastballs. And a curveball as well as the change you just saw, as that was an insane stop by Dalton Cornette to save a run.
Oh my gosh, you talk about a huge pick. How about Dalton Cornette coming up with that ball? I think he was surprised he had it for a second. That was surely going to bring around the speedy DR Meadows to score. Now, if Michael Deeb cannot get Meadows and he continues to stay stranded with 2 outs, that play from Dalton Cornette could be pivotal in this ball game.
Michael Deeb flirts with an extra base hit down the left field line. Now has a 1-2 count on him. 0 for 3, ground out, fly out, and strikeout. He's hit into 2 trick plays, one at short, one in center. Party Animals bring the infield in, count now even at 2-2. Gillespie most recently pitched for the Sydney Blue Sox in the Australian Baseball League. This one bounced to second, Baber fires it home! Tag not in time to get DR Meadows. At first slide, he is safe. And the Nanners lead the 8th inning by a run.
Just when he thought Dustin Baber was going to do it for a second time, DR Meadows uses his speed to slide in safely. And really, I think what helped the Bananas there was a high chop off the bat of Michael Deeb. Dustin Baber having to jump up and quickly get that ball out of the glove, out of his hand to home, and threw it just a little bit up the line. DC3 did not know where to apply the tag there on DR Meadows, having to try and turn around.
Deeb picks up his 33 stake on the tour, moves into the top 5 this season in RBIs, tied 33 apiece with DMAC. Dan Oberst 3 for 3, 2 singles up the middle, 1 line to right, and a 1-1 count on the Nanners extra hitter. He scored 2 of the 4 runs the Bananas have plated this evening. Barrels that to center, but Jake Skoll has plenty of room to make the second out of the inning. Oberst 3 for 4 and passes the baton to McFadden, who is 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Big spot here for the man in his 3rd World Tour. Quick pitch submarine action from Gillespie. Here comes the 1-2. Malachi Mitchell off on the pitch. It's bounced to Bryson Bloomer. He goes between his legs, third trick play of the night for the Boomer, who makes it look all too easy. But the Bananas do push a run across on Gillespie. On the single stolen base, grounder to move him over, grounder to get him in for DR Meadows. And the Party Animals will need one run, or else the Nanners will tie this game at 2 points apiece heading into our 9th and final frame.
And the Bananas have done a good job rallying late in this ball game, getting some runs off the Party Animals bullpen. Brett Helton and now Drew Gillespie. We'll see if they can bring in DJ the Invader or maybe another relief pitcher to try and get them even at 2 points apiece here.
You turn Canal Park yellow here. The sun has not quite set in the Rubber City. Still a magnificent sight, none the same. The 253rd straight sold-out crowd here on the 18th stop of the 2023 tour, the 25th city to ever get Banana Ball live. Boy, Akron has showed out back-to-back nights. Whole lot of rain. We didn't finish up until about 11 p.m. last night. Ended up shortened by an inning because of a precipitation resurgence. What do you think about that, Jesse?
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
Yeah, we were able to persevere.
You continue to be the king of the 8th inning yellow interview, my friend.
I don't know if that one made too much sense, but it's still good to hear that Jesse loves Bananas Nation. I get worried sometimes. It is an unending well of love for Mr. Cole. A.K. Rowdy feeling it as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. DJ the Invader will be the new man on the mound. You see what he's done in 41 and 2/3 innings on the tour. Just under 4 minutes per frame tossed. And a man who started terrific and ran into a lot of trouble in the middle of the tour is finding his groove once again.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about when you look at the completed innings in June, his average MPI was below 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It was below 2 minutes. His average MPI in the month of June, 1 minute and 35 seconds for the Invader. I mean, that's out of this world.
Couldn't agree more. Give up one run across 2 innings on Saturday. And to your point, through a 2 minute and 52 second frame. So parlaying the great MPIs in June, here into our 7th month of the year. And 6th of the tour. The Invader comes in for 5, 6, 7 here. Tanner Thomas, Jason Swan, and Breland Almadova are due to swing it, although we're only guaranteed Tinder Thomas and Swanee. That being, of course, if Tanner's able to reach and then Jason Swan gets his first homer of the tour, Breland wouldn't get a shot to swing the bat. Maceo Harrison not coaching first, but still outside the Bananas dugout. When Britney Spears is playing, he can't help himself. Understandable. That one right back up the middle. Dalton Malden doesn't have a chance at it. And for the second straight at bat, Tanner Thomas has a single just out of the reach of his roommate.
Yeah, and that first batter, especially Tanner Thomas being a lefty, was going to be critical for DJ the Invader this inning. Now with Tanner on, he's going to have to bear down against 3 straight righties, see if he can get them retired, get the Bananas this point in the 8th inning.
The Invader actually prefers to throw to lefties. It's a reverse split. Usually righties want to go right on right, but his best pitch is a changeup. He'll work a cutter, slider, 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs in there as well. The changeup is so devastating to lefties. his bread and butter. And he sets his sights on Jason Swan, who has a 1-2 count. And is 1 for 2 on the night. A double, a strikeout, and a run scored.
It's very Greg McMichael-esque of DJ the Invader.
It's a deep cut.
Very.
That one tapped up the middle. Ryan Cox grabs it, steps on the bag, throw to first, not in time. He will grab Tanner Thomas as the lead runner is retired and the fan challenge will go off. We'll throw on the Riedel headsets, although this one is a moot point. It was clear DJ was safe by about a foot. Zach Frangelo is ready. We're ready in the booth. Let's see what we've got here. Appreciate the enthusiasm from our fan representative. Zach said he's been great all night. There's the out at second. And
Safe.
Jason Swan is safe.
Call stands.
See you, Zach. Our eyes in the booth did not betray us the first time around. The fans are now 1 for 8 in their career in fan challenges, and Vincent Chapman will party with Randy Voss and Reggie Liggins, the man who made the call, at getting it right the first time. Something very worthy of a raucous celebration. Swanee over at first, 7 for 7 in his stolen base tries. Breland Almodovar shows bunt, pulls it back. Good thing, or else he would have been ejected from the ball game. And Breland loops that one into center for his first hit of the night. He's now 1 for 2. He had a 2-base sprint to walk off the third inning his first time. Chase Acuff will be pinch hit for by Garrett Delano. Take a look at the numbers from the second-year party animal 2018 Banana. And in a very limited sample size, Delano has been a menace at the dish on the tour.
I mean, the last time we saw Garrett Delano, he came in for Joe Lytle and proceeded to go 2 for 4 off the bench for the party animals. He's got a home run as well, and this guy just comes up to hack. 13 at-bats, and he's done very well in them.
Two-way man for 4 years at Brown University, finished up at Mercer, just down the road from Savannah in Macon, Georgia. 1-2 coming to Delano. Double steal from the party animals. Leroy's throw to third, not in time. Swanee's now a perfect 8 for 8, and Breland is 12 for 13 on the tour in stolen base tries.
And that was the best possible pitch for the party animals to try and steal on, with that pitch fading away there from Bill Leroy. He had to go after it and just had no way to be able to hit that one.
That ball,
get that one and throw it to third.
That ball eats up Jackson Olsen. Swan scores easily to tie the inning at a run apiece. Scoring decision, Josh Talevsky.
I think it's a hit.
It's tough because he never touches the ball.
I think that's what makes it a hit.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Invader, that's for sure. And now Joe Lytle will swing it, inning-winning run 90 feet away, still only 1 out. And DJ sneaks a heater past him. Joe had a sac fly in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th. The donut hitter quickly behind 0-2. Oh, 2. Good idea. One-two is cut out and missed. And DJ the Invader delivers donuts to the full capacity Canal Park. Of course, a thank you is in order to Joe Lytle as well for his part that he played.
And we've got at least 7 bananas out on the field, tossing munchkins to all the fans right now. It is pure donut mania right now.
And while the donut mania occurs, Delano has stopped in between first and second. And we have a rundown. Breland off of third. The throw goes there. And Delano still hanging out between first and second. Breland now back off the bag. Fascinating game the Party Animals are playing here. They're not even going to let Dustin Baber try and make an out here. Breland still about 3/4 of the way down, and now he's going home. Throw from Eric Jones, not in time! Oh, the Party Animals discombobulate the Bananas. Walk off their 3rd inning of the night and lead by 2 points going into the 9th.
I mean, you talk about mind games that Garrett Delano is playing there out on the base pass. It is pure pandemonium right now for the Party Animals. How about that collaboration between Delano and Breland Almadova on the base pass?
Here's the young professor to fill us in on what's next.
And the score now is 3-1 Party Animals. But here's the thing about the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means the Bananas have their opportunity right here and right now to strike back and either tie this game or win the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are high. Welcome to the final inning.
Confusion abounded there for the Bananas, as Chase Acuff will be the new man on the mound. Only one appearance so far on the tour, went an inning and a third, as you can see there. And in the 1 inning he did complete, it was in 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Sidewinder, who started his collegiate career at Akron and finished up at Rollins College. The collegiate Banana in 2021. Has a 2-point lead that he is trying to protect here in the top of the 9th inning.
And we have not seen Chase Acuff in a ball game for the Party Animals since the 22nd of February in Daytona. Very interesting. Chase Acuff came into the ball game, actually earned the win. He came in when Brett Hilton had to exit after getting a ball, taking a ball kind of off the head area. And again, Acuff picks up the win. Party Animals come away with this, and what a wild situation to put a guy in, especially considering you're up 2 points. This is a safe situation, and you're going to hand it to your starting shortstop.
Acuff is no stranger to pitching, though. He started throwing as a junior in college in an extra inning game for the Vermont Mountaineers up in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Ended up going 3 scoreless frames when he was inserted into that ball game. And was mostly throwing fastballs in his life until he really developed into a pitcher at Rollins College. Added some benders and a change. Sam Claycamp will come in to handle third base. Bryson Bloomer shifts over to short. And Dustin Baber will be the lucky man to grab out number 1, as Jackson Olsen is now 0 for 3 with the sac fly. What's interesting about this, too, is you bring in a right-handed sidearm man for lefty, lefty, righty. But it's worked out a third of the way through this inning.
I mean, you kind of liken it to bringing in Tucker Perry into a ball game, guys coming at you from some funky angles. And it's not hard for a righty or a left-handed batter.
Coxey 2 for 3 on the night. Singles in the 2nd and 7th inning. A strikeout sandwiched in between them. 3-0 from Acuff right down Broadway. That one just catches the outside corner. Good frame by Dalton Cornett. Count full at 3-2. And Cox able to spoil it. Too close to take.
Yeah, good protection there, especially after seeing Acuff get that call in the outside corner. That's a pitch you have to go after and try and foul off. Get something you really like.
Another payoff and another foul ball. This one out of the stadium, uncatchable by fans. You could cut the tension with a knife here in Canal Park. Another payoff pitch. That one gets the low inside corner. Coxey thought he had a sprint, and the game's tying run would have been aboard. Instead, it is out number 2. Trackman confirms it was a called strike. Thank you, Bryson Wheeler. Certainly too close to take. An emphatic celebration from Acuff, who's 1 out away from securing the state of Ohio for the Party Animals. That ball blasted out to left center. Bill Leroy clangs it off the wall. He'll jog into second with a double. 95 miles an hour off the bat. Same velo he had on his RBI single 2 innings ago. He's 2 for 4 on the night. And now Noah Bridges represents the game's tying run.
Yeah, Bill really drove that one out to left center. Thought he might have his first home run of the season. A huge blast. And now, you talk about a really important situation. The Bananas have the game-tying point up at the plate, Noah Bridges.
Noah 0 for 2 on the night, 2 strikeouts looking. They were both against Sean Fluke. He was pinch hit for by Alex Ziegler his last time and now re-enters for him. Taken all the way, 2-0. Count 2-1. The pride of St. Pete is 1 strike away from winning this ball game. The 4 Oaks, North Carolina native in the box. Readies for the 2-2. Takes it inside. The count runs full.
Noah Bridges is going to have to be in full protect mode until he gets a pitch he really likes. Anything close to the zone, you are trying to foul off until you get the pitch that you're looking for against Acuff.
Lined into left field. Breland Almodovar can't make the leaping catch. Bill Leroy scores. Bridges racing towards second. He'll slide in with an RBI double, and the game-tying run is in scoring position. What an excellent piece of hitting for the 5-year man out of UNC Wilmington.
I mean, you talk about driving that one out to the opposite field. Breland Almodovar did not get a very good read on that ball. Came in way too quickly. In the end, having to try and jump and make that catch. And it was Bill Leroy who was able to come around and score there for the Bananas.
Noah's 4th double on the tour. Drives in his 16th run, and now Vinny DeRubius will pinch it for Dalton Malden. Has the potential winning run for the Bananas. 2-1 count on the Connecticut kid. That one gets the low outside corner. And the Bananas once again are down to their final strike. And it hits Vinny. Some emphatic words towards his dugout as the Nanners lineup will turn on its head. Here's D.R. Meadows right at the top.
And what a great man to have up at the plate. Vinny DeRubius just fired up to be able to get on base. Now you've got the game-winning point aboard for the Bananas.
The Doctor 1 for 4 on the night, although 3 for 4 in the barrel department. And watching all the way as Acuff lays a strike in there. See what DR has done across this fantastic first full year as a pro. Under that one, Jake Skoll running in. Bryson Bloomer makes the call and the catch. And the Party Animals sweep Ohio. They win game 2, 3 points to 2. Take the Buckeye State. And in 2 nail-biters, they now have grabbed nearly 12 million more fans to their cause. 3rd state on the tour, the Party Animals have clinched. And sparklers in the air to accompany them on their church clap. Back-to-back 3 points to 2 victories for the Party Animals. As June was not their month, they went 2-5, allowed the Bananas to get within 1 game of them, but now they're back ahead by 3 in the season series at 21-18 as the Bananas drop to 26-24 overall, aided by their 8-3 record against challengers. Here comes Jesse Cole.
Great game. Let's hear again for the Party Animals with the win tonight. And the Bananas as well for their battle out here. Our first trip to Ohio was nothing short of amazing. 15,000 fans in 2 nights. So we thought we'd finish with a little fireworks show for you guys before we all go out and meet you in front of the stadium, all the players, all the cast, to thank you. We love you guys, Banana Nation. You are amazing. So we don't care that it's not dark out. We're going to light up the sky. Are you guys with us? All right, let's join in a little countdown. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Another thrilling 3-2 win for the Party Animals, and it's time to fire off some fireworks here in Akron, Ohio. Starting off with some purple and white up there just cracking out of the sky. Very reminiscent of sparks flying when metal strikes metal. Like when you're trying to change a tire and your crowbar scrapes up against the wheel bearing. Now, a very unique Firefly-esque, just smattering of white fireworks here up in the sky, a strobing effect. Like the Army peppering you with some flashbangs. And some lightning bugs that have been fed far too much caffeine. Now that dissipates, and we get some beautiful gold up in the sky, a weeping willow type effect as they descend back towards Earth. Some purple down low, sparking up. Kind of like when you're digging for 3, you hit a ball in the gap, and you think you really got some, and you get the toe of that metal cleat into the dirt, and it sprays up a divot. Now a funfetti-esque feel up high. Kind of like Dippin' Dots, the cotton candy variety being thrown against the wall and splattering every which way. Oh, now they're supplemented with some real nice gold in the background. Those look like a couple hundred pebbles being tossed into a calm mountain pool. Probably up in the Catskill Mountains, a couple hours north of New York City. I've seen it happen a few times. That is awful reminiscent of those puppies. All over the place. Kind of no rhyme or reason. Now we're back to the funfetti. Popping up into the sky and falling in a pretty typical descent, although not at the speed at which you would think gravity would propel them towards the ground. A little bit of a floating type vibe, as if someone cast a Leviosa charm on it from the world of Harry Potter. Now up top, you get some big old gold with red sparks. Those things are shooting out like the mohawk on top of Jake Skull's head. Every which way, a bit of a starfish type vibe now. Ooh. The red's bursting out of them as though a shark took a munch out of that starfish. Now up top, some more white sparklies. Those are twinkling. Looks like a big flock of geese flying across the old Buckeye State, flickering in incredibly controlled and disciplined packs. Now we get, as well as the geese, some big floaters coming back down out of the sky, kind of like some toy soldiers, the plastic ones with the little parachutes that will waver down, first left, then right, then left, and after a little while, no rhyme nor reason to their fall. Also like an autumn leaf getting blown off of a tree. Now it is pink and green up in the sky. The birds continue to flutter. And now the pace has quickened just for a brief moment. Looks like someone may have leaned on a couple more controls than they meant. Now we're back to our typical routine here. The pink and gold reminiscent of Syracuse University's original colors before they became the orange. They go up green. Sparks of pink. They descend as green again. Now it's green and gold. Notre Dame vibes. Shout out Michael Deeb with some sparkles still going on in the background. Like the lights in the Grayson Stadium press box for the first hour before they finally figure out how to get some consistency. Now some blue being thrown into the mix as well. Popping off and flying into the sky like someone picked up some grains of sand and just threw them into a bush. Smoke is coating the sky here of Tire City. Quite a backdrop for the sparklies, the booms, and the bangs. Now a hint of orangish gold behind the flash bang type effect, which has been a favorite of this firework company here tonight. Some red and white being added into the equation here is proud to be an American blares through Canal Park. A patriotic showing towards what must be the tail end of this fireworks display. Now they get to a higher part of the sky than ever before and break apart like a school of fish being scared off by a predator, possibly a pack of dolphins trying to herd them into an easy clump to get a snack. And the fish just going every which way, breaking off from their brethren as it has become survival of the fittest. Some sparklers, just like the party animals had in their hands while they were church clapping after securing the Ohio victory. Sending up and fizzling out towards the top of our sky. The rest of it is filled with red, white, and blue, some purple and green. Gold and pink. It's the finale and it's a doozy. Oh my goodness gracious! Looks like you put a metal plate into the microwave. It is absolutely going bananas up there. Now Flashbang City. Goodness gravy. Some green and red to finish it off. And as the booms and the bangs have dissipated, a very happy and fulfilled full capacity crowd here in Akron will dust themselves off and head out to the party plaza to finish a magical first visit to the Buckeye State. Josh Talevsky, I'm sure you were keeping track of some statistics while those fireworks were going off.
47 different color variations. That's what stands out. You talk about the sparkles per second at the beginning. About 64 sparkles per second with all of those raining down. And then the pops per second at the very end. We reached a peak of 82 pops per second.
It's really incredible stuff from this new fireworks company. I'm sure of it here in Ohio. That was a very different variation of firework. I don't know if it's just because it wasn't fully dark. It seemed like thinner fireworks up there. A whole lot of twinkly boys up in the sky, for sure. Yeah, that was a unique one. Very good work on the fireworks analytics, as per usual, Josh. Now, the party animals with back-to-back incredibly tight 3-2 victories, as last night shortened by rain. They do it in 8 innings. Tonight, Chase Acuff comes in and nails down his first save of the tour. And son of a gun, if it wasn't the funky base running from Garrett Delano and Breland Almadova that ends up scoring the game-winning point.
Yeah, it's a weird way for the party animals to come out on top. I mean, just amidst all the chaos of the donut batter, everything else that was going on in the 8th inning, then to have Garrett Delano kind of catching everybody off guard, having the Bananas infield having to come back together, almost as if, you know, they weren't really aware that the ball was still alive and in play at the time.
Right.
It's a little bit of an unsavory ending if you're the Bananas, and it just feels like a little bit of a Bush League play from the party animals.
Could not agree more, although I'm sure as you see throughout Banana Ball, you get a hint of Bush League from time to time, and it was a heads-up play since the umpires allowed it. that while you had Bananas all around the warning track in foul territory throwing munchkins into the stands, all of a sudden Delano's like, well, kind of looks like the ball's in play here. I'm just going to sit in between first and second, and literally would have been gifted second a handful of times throughout that. And he said, no, you're going to have to tag me out. The Bananas fail to do so before Breland scores, and it's just a matter of turning their back on the styling Hawaiian for just long enough that he's able to break it down that 90 feet and dive head first safely.
Look, you've got to credit Delano the way he was navigating those base paths. He was refusing to go all the way back to that first base or second base bag and be able to stay there, and that's what allowed Breland to come around and score. But you don't really have as much of a problem with it if it happens in the middle of an inning and something like that donut batter is not going on. But when you have other Bananas kind of out on the field of play, albeit in foul territory, throwing out donuts, there's a lot of chaos, the fans are very loud. Just to have that happen, it all feels very, very weird in a sense.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that was well said by you, Josh. He pounces on a chaotic situation here in Canal Park, and it all falls apart for the Nanners, who end up losing by that decisive point scored that won the 8th inning, and the Party Animals end up winning 3-2. Boy, Bill Leroy and Noah Bridges did their darndest to make this a tie game. It was a very impressive rally at the end with 2 outs, back-to-back doubles to get the Bananas within a point, but they fall short as Chase Acuff, good work by him, he's able to bear down and get the outs he needed.
I mean, you talk about a guy who hasn't had an appearance on the mound since February, coming in and nailing down a save for the Party Animals. That's nails for a guy who started the game as your shortstop.
Yeah, Danny Hosley-esque to be exact. And as I mentioned when he came out there, Acuff has been pitching since his junior year in college, but still, it's a gimmicky type vibe. He's just going submarine. He's throwing mostly fastballs, so work a bender and a change in there from time to time. But boy, he was effective enough to get the job done as the Nanners lose 3-2 in 8 innings last night and lose 3-2 in 9 innings tonight. The Party Animals back to 3 games up on the Bananas, as we will now set our sights on the Florida Collegiate All-Stars coming to historic Grayson Stadium on Friday and Saturday night. This is a bit of Banana Ball's futures game. It's going to be incredibly exciting to see what these All-Stars of the Florida Collegiate Baseball League can bring to Banana Ball and possibly get a look at some future Banana Land stars.
In a sense, it's a pipeline for Banana Ball, and it's really cool that we have something like this that's about to happen. You get a bunch of guys who are in college, coming out of college, on the verge of becoming professional ball players, now getting to almost audition to be future Banana Ballers. You know, there's talks about maybe an extra team in the future, and to see these guys come in there and really show their stuff, it's going to be a lot of fun to see quick MPIs, trick plays, and just some prowess with some bats.
Could not agree more. And before we give away a free pair of Hokas and shout out our entire cast and crew that made this production possible, I'd be remiss if we did not talk about Sean Fluke. The Exterminator goes 5 innings, 1 unearned run, so no earned runs on his record. He came into the ballgame in 18 and a third innings as a starter with a 3.37 ERA. That will plummet even lower towards the sub-3 area. It's another really impressive start from Fluke.
You got to think that maybe going forward, you know, your big 3 is Brett Hilton, Dylan Porter, and Sean Fluke. This guy continues to be great for the Party Animals, especially starting. And when you're adding bullpen depth, you get Zach Blankenship, you get Drew Gillespie, you're now afforded the chance to have Fluke as your full-time starter.
And for the Bananas, Ryan Kellogg did his darndest to hold the door. He threw 3 scoreless innings in the middle of that ball game, and that was massive relief to give the Nanners a chance to claw within a point. And it's unfortunate. I think if one more run was scored there by the Bananas and you get the bottom of the 9th inning, you see the 2023 Banana Ball debut for Nolan Daniel, who comes to this 4-game trip and does not get shown off. I can promise you he'll be pitching Friday or Saturday night against those All-Stars from the Florida Collegiate League.
Yeah, and just when you talk about those numbers from that 2022 CPL summer, Nolan Daniel with an ERA close to 1. It was that low for the Bananas. You talk about a guy who probably led the CPL in runners left stranded on base. He will be a big addition for this Bananas bullpen, mark my words.
Could not agree more. Okay, so our next broadcast will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when the pregame will kick off. 7 p.m. first pitch back in historic Grayson Stadium before we suit up for North Carolina, a couple games at Kannapolis and Durham, and then we'll head out to the West Coast and do the Florida leg of this World Tour. Time to give away a pair of Hokas. It is our favorite moment of the evening. Josh, drum roll, buddy. Natasha Junkermeer is our winner. Natasha Junkermeer, who was not able to score Daytona tickets, but has not stopped her from watching the broadcast. Natasha, thank you so much for having some fun with us, and congratulations on your new pair of Hokas.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I keep seeing all these pictures of the Hokas. They are sweet.
Yeah, Natasha Junkermeer, that is well-deserved for you. And by the way, shout out Kimberly Wells. Happy birthday, Kimberly, wife of Sean Wells, one of our legendary BTV fans. So we appreciate you spending July 3rd and your birthday watching some Banana Ball. We will now shout out the casting crew before we shut things down, clean everything up, and jet on back down to Savannah for the Florida Collegiate All-Stars. In Savannah, working in the control room tonight, our director, Chris Haynes, and technical director, Griffin Ellis, a phenomenal duo, calling all the shots and making them happen. On the audio, on the ones and the twos, Katie Duke, the best in the biz. On our scorebug, it was Michael Basista. On graphics tonight, it was Julia Massey. And as per usual now in Banana Land, on the stats, Mikey O'Connor. That is a three-headed monster that is absolutely crushing the visual effects of BTV. On our replay, it is Jalen Johnson, the best in the biz, who nailed our one challenge tonight and was giving us extra looks of all kinds of great action. And here in Akron, on our first base camera, it was Dakota Burns. Set across the diamond, the Iron Horse of BTV, Emerson Elmgren. Those are the two best corner camera people you could possibly find on this side of the Mississippi. Our high home cameraman, Clayton Franklin. Superb work as always, Clayton. On high third, it was Ben Barks. New position. He was ready to tackle it and killed it. On the wireless, Taylor Finneran. 4 straight games on the wireless cam in as many days for Taylor. Thank you so much for burdening that big old piece of equipment. Our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbite_Scott and Colbite. You guys are true rock stars. Great to have you in the building, Mr. Colbite_. It's been a lot of fun getting to hang out. And our video legend, Chris Sachi, throwing together the Jason Swan Showman rip. Our YouTube king, Zach Bro, doing so many things behind the scenes you couldn't even imagine it. Our K-Club and Zappos Queen, Melly B, a.k.a. Millicent Beans Supreme. Thank you so much for all you do for BTV. Thank you to Kyle Lewigs, Fella Fieri, and Jared Orton for popping up on the broadcast, and to Jason Swan for getting mic'd up tonight. Josh Talevsky on the color commentary. You killed it, buddy.
Biko, you do play-by-play 246 times better than you do at eating hot dogs, so congratulations to you, my friend. Happy birthday, America.
Thank you so much. That actually means nothing to me because of how bad I am at eating hot dogs, but that was very kind of you. Yeah, people don't really understand how bad my hot dog eating is. Okay, I digress. Thank you to the executive producers of BTV, Emily, Jesse, and Carrie Cole, as well as the man himself, Mr. Jared Orton. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. No more hot dogs for me until July 4th next year. Actually, that's a lie. I might have a couple dogs in Manhattan tomorrow. But anyhow, we will see you on Friday night in Savannah as the Florida Collegiate All-Stars come to take on the Bananas. The Party Animals win back-to-back 3-2 affairs. They sweep the Buckeye State, earn their third state to pull even with the Nanners on the tour. We'll see if the Bananas can get hot against the Challenger on Friday. Until then, we'll see you later!